Ox on a spike.
Shout out,
Oh no,
shout out to my
I'm
dog
already. You need to
iOS.
start that off. What's up,
Yo,
man?
iOS, you sliding the anime this weekend? I need one. I think I
Yeah,
got somebody
I can
out.
pull up. I can probably
All
pull
right,
up.
bet.
Wait, Doug, what you just say, Doug?
All
You're
right,
gonna
bet.
put your head on the spike, bro.
Don't worry, Bob. You'll find out soon enough, bro.
Who gonna do that?
Hold up right quick. I just want to tell everybody, welcome to Player's Choice, the #1 place for hot takes and flop takes. Speaking of which, we will be getting into this whole KD drama. You know he's playing today. I want to know, what are you guys' chances that you think that the Suns will win a championship this year? But we'll get to that later. As of right now, it was a jam-packed night in the association. Who's seen Ja go crazy? I want to talk about that.
It was nice.
I definitely heard about it.
Gotta stop playing with Ja. I told Mars yesterday on Open Gym. I'm not mad at saying that Shea and De'Aaron are in the same tier as Ja, but you got to give Ja Morant the edge out of those three guys. You have to. He's been tested in the postseason. He's done what he had to do in the postseason. What he brings to the game, we all know what he could bring in. I think him as a passer gets underrated too.
So, Doug, going to the postseason is enough to give it to you, or do you got to like make some noise and make a run?
You gotta actually perform. And also,
I mean, he played good. Like you ran the stats down to me the other day, but I'm just saying, like, it was only one series. I mean, can we really just stamp that like, oh, Ja gets busy in the playoffs?
He played well against the Utah Jazz.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised by that take from you, Dub. That's a surprising take from you, since you're like the king of the make context matter. You know, like what is De'Aaron had around him during his time in Sacramento to even give him a legitimate shot at a postseason run besides this year? And then Shea's been playing with a bunch of legitimate kids. And he's still playing with kids. Yeah, like he's literally carrying things on his back. So I'm just saying, like, I do think it's a little unfair to say we automatically have to give him the edge, because OKC might mess around and be a fringe playoff team, and that'll definitely be on the back of just Shea. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a little unfair to say you have to give the nod to Ja when discussing those three.
I think
with that being said, Dub, if say we go to the playoffs, if De'Aaron don't show out at all, we get ran out of there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like, okay, he didn't do nothing in the playoffs. I don't think getting to the playoffs is gonna stamp De'Aaron for me. I think he has a talent, but I definitely want to see what he's gonna do in the playoffs. If we can make a deep second round, win the West, you know what I'm saying? Whatever we do. But it's De'Aaron got to show up. De'Aaron got to play. So it's on his shoulders, definitely, Dub. So this is the time where I need to see him do what Ja did. Although I don't think what Ja did was very impressive.
I want to clarify. Nobody's penalizing like Shea and De'Aaron for not making the playoffs, because I do understand that they have terrible teams. All we're saying is the way that Ja was performing in the postseason, I can't just sit here and give them the benefit of the doubt, saying that they'll be able to replicate that. You feel me? So, which is why I said I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them being in the same tier of one another. But if they're in the same tier, I think Ja, just out of playoff experience alone, should have it to edge it out on.
So that means Trey's a tier above Ja then.
Guys,
no.
Trey's been to a Western and Eastern Conference final.
Game 6.
See,
y'all
this
know,
is what we call
wait.
Hey, Ron, you know what I like to call this? Ron,
so based on that logic,
the slippery slope.
Can I say something?
That is what you call it, slippery slope.
Go ahead, Doug.
Don't you hate when context comes 360 and slaps your beard off?
But you see, y'all know. Wait.
Ticket. My bad.
Wait. Because y'all know me. I don't sit here and say just because somebody made it further in the playoffs and they automatically play better. Correct? Right? That's me. I always do that. Right?
You said that one more time?
Just because somebody makes it further, they don't automatically play it at a higher level than them, right?
Yes.
It's about what they do and how they perform, right?
Yeah.
So Trey performed well, right? He also has some times where he didn't play well. Ja has played well as well, and then times where he didn't play well. So I think it levels off.
But if you had to pick one, Dub, between Trey or Ja, which one you rolling with?
They're in the same tier. Probably, I'm not gonna lie. Depending on the day, I'm always flip-flopping between Trey and Ja, mainly because what Trey showed me this year has just been annoying. I may give a slight edge to Trey, but it's not by a wide margin.
I'd probably get the Evans to Ja just because of his explosiveness, his ability to take over a game like he did last night. I'm not saying Trey can do that, but Ja, with his ability to tap the rim and constantly bring pressure, he's going to get those foul calls. And that's probably what's going to be the difference for me. And then when I look at their playoff performances, I mean, I'm going to be real, bro. We can say what we want about Ben Simmons, but a lot of times in that conference semifinals in 2020, he had Trey in hell, bro. He was giving Trey a lot of issues. And Patrick Beverly were giving Ja a lot of issues last year in the first round. And then the second round, Ja exploded. He got hurt. So it is what it is. But
Trey didn't even play that well against the Sixers too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ben had
That's
him
because of Ben Simmons.
I want to ask y'all a question though, and obviously you know I'm a Trey guy, but I'm not saying it's the case for Trey. I'm legitimately asking the question: Would Ben have that same effect on Ja? Would he have that same effect on a guy like Shea, or are they not going to let Ben Simmons slow them down like that?
I mean, John Morant was going up against the Golden State Warriors and was giving them buckets, and they're a great defensive unit with Andrew Wiggins. So it's like I see him even though it's only 3 games, I see him tested like that and far superseded any game that Trae Young had like against those guys. So I mean, go ahead, Ox, you got it.
Ja would make Ben work harder. It's just certain things Ja can apply more pressure, and it's harder for Ben to stay in front of him, getting to the rim as it is to stand in front of Trey and having to shoot. Because you know Ben Simmons, as big as he is, when even if you create that space, he can get up there for the shot as opposed to when Ja's exploding. Not saying that Ben won't be there to contest at the rim, but it's going to be harder work. It's going to be a lot harder.
It would be more challenging. It would definitely be more
challenging. Mess around and get dunked on playing with Ja.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, you don't dunk on him one time, it's just 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Ben, more often than not, I think Ben's meeting him at the rim, and Ja's light, so Ben put a little body on him, and he's not jumping.
You know what?
Unless he's already in the air.
You know what? Today's the day I'm having Ja over Trey. Today's the day I'm having Ja.
But on Sunday show, you might have Trey though, right?
Maybe.
That's perfect for what I was actually about to say. When you talk about those, you know, that tier of guys that we came in talking about, Shea, De'Aaron, Ja, and Trey, them all being in that same tier. The beauty of basketball is that what it looks like on paper and our opinion is who's the best. It don't really matter because the beauty of basketball is any given day, all 4 of those guys can get the best of each other. So when they play that day, it's about who's gonna chop who. But the guy that we might give the edge to, let's say right now we're giving the edge to SGA. Well, any given day, you know, he might get at Ja, and the next day Trey will get at him, then the next day De'Aaron will give him 55, 56. You know what I'm saying? You never know. It's just that's the beauty of basketball.
I have a question regarding Dame. All right, so you know you have Steph and Luka, and then you kind of have the others, and I don't want to call them others. That may sound disrespectful, but I'm talking about your Treys, Ja's, Shea's, De'Aaron's. You got that tier. Is Dame in the middle, or is he he's
where's top 3?
James,
well, I know
he's above SGA and them, bro. I'm sorry.
Come on, bro. He's not
Ron. So you got
he's not in that tier,
middle. You have to put him at.
So this is the tier of
top.
point guards. You have
Steph, Luka.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Steph.
In that tier, yes.
Nah.
Which one you putting him in?
You got Luka, Steph. That's their tier. Then Dame. That's like his tier.
No.
And then everybody else.
Dame in the tank. Why you trying to say Luka Steph?
Yeah, I'm saying
Luka and Dame are for sure. It's Steph shit. Like it's Steph, but Luka and Dame right here.
Thank you. Yeah,
Luka don't do nothing.
Nah,
Dame
I'm not
don't
gonna
do.
hold you, bro.
Stop it.
I think Luka fares as a playmaker, but I do think I trust Dame. I trust Dame to get his team to the front. Like Dame's team this year, nobody expects them to make noise. Now I like Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons. I think is a great young talent, but the fact that Dame is consistently, whenever Dame's been healthy since he's entered his prime, his team is in the playoffs. We know that for a fact. They make it past. They usually make it to the first round. They might win. They might lose. After that, it kind of does fall off. But obviously, once you go farther in the playoffs, the level of competition is going to get harder. The defenses are going to get tougher. They get to key in on Dame, so it makes it a lot more difficult. So I just feel like Dame, he just never had, even with Ja, has Dame ever had a team around him like Ja has right now?
No.
So
not at all. Not even close.
Exactly. So I
mean, I thought we were talking about
Chat holding us accountable though. Where is we didn't even mention Kyrie. So I think Kyrie's
I've always had Dame over Kyrie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Kyrie over.
What tier do you put Kyrie in though?
I got him in that damn tier.
So I got him in that SGA Ja tier.
Yeah, I got Kyrie with Dame in him.
No, Kyrie has to be in that Dame tier.
Kyrie with Dame.
Kyrie is with Dame.
So you got Dame and Kyrie, and then Luka and Steph on top.
Nah, I think Steph is at the top by himself, and then it's Luka, Kyrie, and Dame. Yeah, Steph is his own tier, bro.
How is even Dame on the same tier as Luka Doncic?
Why would
I don't want. You should ask it the other way. You gotta ask it the other way.
Why isn't he on the same tier as Luka Doncic? Because of playmaking?
I mean, when you look at Luka and Steph, when you look at Luka and Steph,
that's what they're probably going to say. They're going to say playmaking because it can't be scoring. It can't be scoring.
No. Dame could be a better scorer, but even
Dame's showing defense.
Dame's showing not defense.
Well, yeah, that's not.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, neither Luka and Dame.
Yeah.
What's it called? Luka, just what he's been doing for the last 3 seasons, the way that he rises in the playoffs, the way that he really doesn't drop off like that. On top of him being a great scorer as well. Dame's a better scorer without a doubt, but the playmaking that Luka does bring is better than Damian Lillard. But Dame is still a very good playmaker as well. Is really what happens in the postseason. Luka has been a consistent playoff riser for the last 3 seasons. While Dame, even though he does rise in the playoffs, it's not to the level of Luka Doncic.
Is there any difference in defense? Does anybody play better defense?
I'm pretty sure.
Not really.
I don't know if I agree with that. I've seen Dame raise his level in the postseason. I mean, I've seen him send a few teams home. I've also seen him go to. I've also seen him go to a Western Conference Finals. Yet he did get swept, but I mean, so did Luka. You know what I'm saying? What was the difference?
Luka gets swept. I think Luka gets swept.
When they lost
Luka's
to the Warriors,
never been swept.
They won
one game. My bad. Gentlemen's sweep.
I mean, we can't forget what Ray John and Drew Holiday came and did to Dame and them.
Yeah, that was crazy. This is what I'll say about Dame. Well, my problem with Dame compared to Luka is I've seen Luka specifically in the bubble and then the year after against the Clippers go against very high level defenses and up his game. Whenever I've seen Dame against a near historic level defense in the playoffs, his game drops. Like that Warriors series, granted, the Warriors were defending champions, but no KD that series. You give up 2 15-point leads in game 3 and 4 and play awful. Like they had him in jail. Same thing with AD, Drew, and Rondo. They also had him in jail. I see Luka step his game up against greater defenses in the playoffs more than I see Dame. That's probably the difference between me.
I hear you on that, but have we ever seen Luka against those Warriors with KD?
And what if those Warriors teams,
seen it. We have.
But weren't those Warriors teams, despite KD, already top level defenses in the NBA before?
Yeah, I feel like the same.
The Mavericks played
the Kevin Durant factor.
They played the Warriors last season, and Luka did drop.
I'm talking about those Warriors, 17, 18 Warriors.
Nah, he never played those Warriors.
That's what we
season
talking
was
about.
The first. Nah, we haven't seen that.
I'm not saying I think Dame or Luka is better. It's not about really that. I just think we're talking tiers here. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we're talking about just, I've seen Dame rise his game, to meet the standards to lift his team. Has it led to a championship? No, but neither has it for Luka yet. So if we're talking tiers, I don't think Dame and Luka are like are worlds apart by no means.
Once again, J-Rob, that's the beauty of basketball because y'all got Luka in this tier, you got Dame in this tier, and then you speak down on De'Aaron. I saw just 2 weeks ago. I saw De'Aaron run circles around Luka and Kyrie, and y'all we both got them in 2 tiers above De'Aaron. So that's just the beauty of basketball. We know who we can say is better than who, but at any given day.
Yeah, I wouldn't never put Luka and Dame in the same tier of one another. Luka belongs in the same tier as Steph and Curry, mainly because of what he's been doing on the Dallas Mavericks for the last 3 seasons has been nothing short but exceptional. On top of that, Dame for the last few seasons too has been hurt and then in and out of the lineup. On top of that, I mean, don't take away from what Damian Lillard, what he brings to the game. He is a floor raiser, give him that, but he's never had postseason performances like Luka Doncic. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you can't discount that. He's a better passer. Dame is a better scorer, but it's not by a crazy margin. We're not going to talk about defense. They both don't offer defense like that. So, the separator is what happens in the postseason, and it is what it is.
No, I disagree.
All right, y'all. Speaking of De'Aaron, let's talk about our wager of the week. We actually have De'Aaron versus Anthony Edwards. This Saturday, you guys have an option to choose between De'Aaron and Anthony Edwards. Download the Luka app, use the code Player's Choice, and bet against anybody up here. What I want to know is who are you guys taking if you have all your money on the line?
Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, De'Aaron Fox.
Picking De'Aaron.
De'Aaron.
You know what? Nah, Kings.
You know, right? I want to take Durant, obviously, but you know, it means absolutely nothing to me if we don't get the W. So that's what's more important. We got to get that dub. I don't care if Anthony scores 40 and Durant scores 21. We need the dub. That's what's most important.
I'm gonna just take Ant because I think he's due for a great shooting performance. The last 2 games he's shot pretty awful. I think he's due for a really big game. So I'm gonna go Ant.
So iOS, me and you are the only people that's taking Ant.
Yeah, baby Jordan, man. What can I say?
All right, J-Rob, Dub, Bob, I expect you guys all to accept my wager when I send it your way. $50 a pop.
Damn.
Yeah, I need it. I need it by the Sunday show. I need it.
I'm gonna put that on the SGP. I'm not putting that on that. Crazy.
Ron, don't hit me up for no break. You still ain't send me that $10 I wasted because Dub said iOS was bringing the ruckus, and he ain't bringing no ruckus.
I'm waiting for KD to
you
get brought up.
You send me my $10, Ron.
Can we talk about KD, bro? Because I really got
bring the ruckus, nigga. Damn.
Really got to talk about KD, bro.
Dub been talking about this shit for a damn near a month. I'm like, what's going on?
Can we jump into KD?
I know. I didn't say nothing out of pocket. So
your floor world is your world. Is your world. I got him on the island.
So this is my problem. So all right. So Bobby, you got Scottie Pippen top 10 all time, right?
Certainly do.
All right. So now you have said KD is the best player in the world. Okay, that's cool. Let me ask you this. Now, remember you said that KD, you think he I don't think you said that he was a quitter, but I do believe that you said that he sells himself short, right?
I might have said that.
Do you think KD is a quitter?
Do I think KD is a quitter?
Yeah,
I do.
I think he's a
He quit in OKC. He quit in Golden State. He quit in Brooklyn. And now when he go over here and Chris Paul sprained his big toe, he gonna quit in Phoenix too.
That's the thing. iOS. I do think that he easily gives up on situations. I think in the heat of the moment, like if we talking about just during the game, I think KD playing to the buzzer. He a hooper. Okay. KD's a hooper to the core. I will say that, but I don't think he is a top notch competitor. Which is what I wanted to say about yesterday. Legend of losing tried to convince me that I should be given participation trophies, and I don't believe in that. So
is Scottie Pippen a top level? Is he a top level competitor?
I believe so.
So let me ask you this, Bobby, because I know you hoop. Now, Bobby, I've only watched you on this show. So me watching you on this show, you said it yourself, you come off as the guy, you said when you're point guard, when somebody trash talking him, when that nigga comes in the paint, you feel me, you put that body on him like, hey man, you feel me, back up. This is my problem though with that. Scottie
not just if you trash talk my point guard, but that's just basketball in general. If you come in the paint, you cut through here, I'm checking you. I don't got to feel some type of way about you. You getting hit.
Crickets.
I think
he froze.
Hello?
Yeah, his technology is trying to save him from this work.
Yeah, y'all can hear me?
No, we can hear you now.
All right,
go ahead.
All right, so this is my problem. Scottie Pippen quit in the middle of a playoff game with 3 seconds left. He refused to enter a game. KD is never doing nothing like that ever in life. You can't, like, to me, just for that, like, we can't even have this conversation. I saw this man refuse to enter a tied playoff game in his prime. Mm-hmm. KD was in the finals. The Warriors were letting off reports that KD could play, but he didn't want to because he was scared. And what did he do? He went inside of Toronto, and he was by far the best player on the court. It was just 11 minutes that he played, but by far the best player on the court. And what happened? He tore his Achilles, bro. That man has dog in him, and we're not giving him his credit. Scottie Pippen then went on to have surgery at the beginning of the season when he knew he could have it in the beginning of the offseason. He would be ready by the season. He did that despite the organization. I get that. He did it money. I'm not going to play with a man's money. I'm not going to talk about a man's money. That's cool. But at the same time, you did that in spite of your organization. You knew that you and Jordan were on your last legs and that 98 was most likely going to be your last season together. You did that thinking that it was going to mess up the team's chemistry and everything like that. What happened? Jordan and Dennis Rodman, they went perfect. They were 26-12 without him. They played well. So my only thing is we gotta stop with this narrative that KD is quitting. Okay, he won in Golden State multiple times, so I'm not gonna call that quitting. Last year, James Harden quit on him. Let's keep it a bean. James Harden quit on him. They was number 1 in the East. When KD got hurt, he gets back. James Harden requests a trade. Kyrie is in and out. He's in and out of the lineup, and he has to deal with that. We condemn KD for the playoff performance. KD played awful last year. I'm not going to give him a pass for that. But J-Rob, Bob, Ronnie, y'all all play. How big is team chemistry, bro? This man was literally playing playoff games with guys that he did not play the majority of the season with. They were texting Ben Simmons in the middle of the series, like, yo, you think you can hop in this? You think you can help us out? And he was not playing, bro. It's always
one man being the quitter, James Harden, Ben Simmons. They, we know, but they're all in like we were just talking about tiers. They're all in the same tier of quitter. You know what I'm saying? Like one person might outquit the other tonight, but when it's all said and done, they all give up. So
James Harden quit on Houston too. He came in. I've never seen KD come into
that's what we know. That I don't want to spend time bashing James Harden because I could do that.
We're talking about KD. So with KD,
not even just KD. I'm gonna take it back to Scottie Pippen because I do want to address that. I think that was. That was terrible, terrible level of character. He did that. I don't got no excuses for it. That was wrong. That's not going to change the way I feel about the disrespect Scottie Pippen I think gets. That's not going to change the fact that I think he was a very, very underrated player on just all around. That doesn't change that for me. I do, I will hold him accountable for those actions though. Like, that was wrong. You should have went in there and, for the last couple seconds if you could have done something. No doubt. So I agree with you there.
Underrated. Yeah, if you want to say he's underrated, I have no problem with that. We know what Jordan's record was before Scottie. I get all that. But my thing is, like, to me, when you call a man a quitter, like, you got to bring in, like, to me, there's nothing worse.
But hold on. No. He quit. iOS. He quit. iOS. Okay. Let's not. Just because you rambled on and gave different times when people quit on him.
Wait, who quit? Scottie or KD?
I'm talking about Kevin Durant. We not gonna pretend like that shit didn't happen. Like he didn't let Steph and all them running down to OKC when they was up 3-1, ready to win that. We're not gonna pretend like Draymond Green went on the sideline telling his mom and his brother to shut the fuck up and sit down, and we're not gonna pretend like all that didn't happen.
Quit that game.
You know what?
No, he quit that. He quit that season. The boy told his mama to shut the fuck up and sit down, and he wouldn't bow down, and his team wouldn't play for him. Now think about it.
Draymond got mind control over KD. He told his mama to sit down, and KD sat down too. He told him, come to Golden State. KD came to Golden State. And then he said, get your black ass out of here. And then he ran to Brooklyn.
Man, Draymond was crying on that phone like a bitter ex.
But I think you're being
he quit on that franchise. That's what I'm talking about.
He quit on that franchise when he went in there with a bad Achilles.
I'm talking about
OKC.
You're being a little unfair though, Bob. You're being a little unfair.
That's okay. Life ain't fair. If I'm being unfair, I'm gonna apologize for it. But this is just the way my mind works.
But I'm just saying, what if he was a free agent, Bob? He had the freedom to do.
I want to free.
And as an athlete, you should be allowed to do what's best for your career.
No, you're allowed to do it. That doesn't.
So how did he quit?
What's that shit they say now? You got the freedom of speech, not the freedom of
using the word quit to describe.
So you got the freedom to give up on your team when you was just up 3-1 and then go to the team that just wants to win 73-9. You got the freedom to do that, and I also got the freedom to call you a sucker for doing it. I also got the freedom to say that you lack heart and you don't want to compete anymore. I got the freedom to say you probably the type of cat to go to open gym and build up a team and not want to compete with nobody. I got the freedom to do that too. So he was allowed to leave, no doubt. But look at that. Is that a competitive nature? This team won 73 games, J-Rod.
Yeah, that's wild.
You had them down, J-Rob. You had them down.
Hey, Bob. I don't disagree.
Come on.
I don't
J-Rob,
disagree.
He had them down.
I don't disagree about the location.
You know
Bobby, I don't disagree about the location. I do think him going to the Warriors was by far the easiest move I've seen a superstar make in the history of NBA basketball. It was the easiest move.
What do you mean easiest? Like what?
That was
as far as winning a championship.
In terms of winning a championship, we are going to overload this team, and obviously they kind of broke the NBA for about 3 years. Like we just kind of knew that was going to be.
And you was feeling that.
I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. But you called him a quitter, and the only reason why you're a man that works, we all men that work. When you feel the obligations of a contract or your job, you are legally allowed to go see and figure out what's next. KD,
of course.
KD did the requirements of his contract and saw the vision. Do I think it was whack for him to pick the Warriors? Hell yeah.
Yeah, but look, J-Rob. When you say this, you're talking to regular everyday people. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for us to relate our job to that job and be like, oh, you know what, J-Rob, you're right. You got a point. But this ain't the same thing. Like let's say I work at Big Five, right? I'm not like I'm competing every day with Big Five. Like let's keep it competitive or dicks or whatever. I'm not competing with them. I'm trying to be the best we can be. This is a sport. This is completely different. Like, yeah, I'm trying to compete. Like, why would I go play with them? And they
especially after I think he took the easy way out. I had them beat and they smoked us out. I was up 3-1.
I mean, in the
let them walk me down.
I'm just talking about in the fairness.
I agree with everything.
You know what that's like, J-Rob. That's like, you know, I don't hunt, so I'm thinking like I hate when I see hunters like shows and pictures and stuff, and y'all was just chilling up in the blind in the hunting blind all day on top of the tree waiting for some. You put some fake deers around and let the deers walk up and shot them. Like, is that what we doing? That's hunting? Like, what the fuck is this?
No, I'm not cool with the location. I'm not cool with him going to Golden State. I never was. The moment I saw that, I felt like that was a weak move. I still do. But what I'm saying is, Bobby, just me from listening to you, I can tell you care a lot about your teammates. That man, Scotty, quit in a tied playoff game.
I know. That was fucked up. That was fucked up.
He was
into the game.
Yo,
I know for a fact, nigga, like you going up to him after the game, like, yo, what's up with you? Even if y'all won that game. Now, mind you, they won because Tony Kukoc hit the game winner. But even after that game, after y'all celebrated, I know for a fact, a nigga like Bobby going up to Scotty, like, yo, what's good with you? Like, who does something like that? That's, to me, that's as good as letting your mans get jumped, bro. And if we take it outside of basketball, that's like letting your mans get jumped. To not enter a basketball game? What are you talking about? Like, bro, that to me is quitting.
I agree, but I agree with you.
That's quitting, bro. That's quitting.
I agree with you.
Even the surgery before the season, right before the season started, he was told, I don't know if it was Jerry Krause, but they told Scottie Pippen, yo, don't sign this contract in a year or two when we get the new team. Right. When we get the new TV deals, we're going to be able to give you a lot more money. Scotty, you know, I'm not going to talk about the man's money. He wanted to do what he wanted to do, but you did it and then still got mad at them and made a passive aggressive decision to get surgery in the beginning of the season to try to let y'all man to try to sabotage the season when you knew it was you and Jordan season last year together. That's to me is quitting, bro. That to me is quitting.
A lot of that is speculation and what we think happened. And on top of that, y'all telling him to trust people that would make an untrustworthy move.
Man, Scotty took a 360 deal in the NBA. How you take a 360 deal? How you take a 360 deal in the NBA?
You can't be mad at him. You gotta agents is nasty. You know,
but they told him not to sign the contract.
Oh,
he was advised not to sign the contract.
Yes.
Told him not to sign the contract.
They literally told him, please do not sign this.
I need to know what's the point? Like, what are you trying to get at? Like, are you saying that I should like?
What I'm saying, What I'm saying is like
you shouldn't have Scotty top 10.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if it's going off of that. Especially if it's going off of like how big of a competitor he is and everything like that. To me, that man, I don't really know when it's going.
For me, it's kind of. For me, I got him there because first of all, obviously we all know there's a twink of bias in there, but more so than that, it's like he was an extreme producer of the best dynasty that we've ever seen. Like he produced, he was there, he did everything that you can ask from somebody in this position on the best dynasty that I've ever witnessed with my own two eyes.
But he also quit before, and he was obviously sure that you do not like the quitting.
Bobby, and
that man quit in a basketball game.
Don't start trying to fuck for me, Don't
Bobby, no, I'm gonna tell because they don't.
Game.
Bobby doesn't have him there.
I want to hear from you next too. Your thoughts.
Bobby doesn't have him there because of that. Bobby has him there because Bobby has a tendency to always give the people that he feels as if gets a short end of the stick. He just feels as if praising them and giving them the stick that nobody else is gonna give them pause. I'm
a man of the people. I'm a man of the people because it's easy to overlook the cats that we're not supposed to show no love to. Because the powers that be want you to only focus on this guy, that guy. Once they tell you who to focus on, that's what you focus on. But if you can, open up your eyes and really see who's putting the work in, you would change some of the people you praise.
So you feel that way about some players in the NBA now?
That's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of these bozos get love they didn't earn or deserve.
Who are we supposed to love now in the NBA? Who they make us love now?
Giannis, Luka, you know what I'm saying, Jokic, or
Wait, Bobby, let me ask you something. Why don't you? What makes you think KD? Why do you have KD over Giannis?
Why do I have KD over Giannis?
Yeah.
I mean, see, that's one of those things we just nitpicking. Like it's an any day thing.
Because you love defense, and Giannis let's say
obviously he's a better defender than KD. Are you just saying KD because he's more efficient, better shooter, better closer?
Because Giannis he does. Scotty.
So the thing about KD is that he can score from anywhere, but he doesn't have to force the three. He can score anywhere he wants to. So a lot of times I could say where a guy like Giannis as opposed to a guy like Jokic we were talking about the other day, you can't stop Giannis from getting to his buck. He's what do you call it? He's dominant, but KD's dominant as well. He can shoot and still dominate the game. So there's no really difference on the offensive end. I've seen KD show plenty of effort on the defensive end. I wouldn't say he's a defensive stopper, but he gives enough effort, and he actually produces on defense enough to where I can say he plays D. He's not a defensive stopper, but KD plays defense though. I don't think we can say he doesn't play defense.
Ron, do you want to hear my thoughts on the situation? Or?
Yeah, I like to hear your thoughts on everything. Anything you want to touch on, we haven't heard from you.
Look, as a Bulls fan, I respect Scotty, but he quit in that playoff game against the Knicks, all because he was the man at that point. Phil Jackson decided to give Tony Kukoc the final shot, and Scotty quit in that game. He refused to enter that game. Jerry Weinstoff told Scotty, don't sign that contract. If you do it, you're selling yourself short. And then Scotty signed it. Now, obviously, because of financial issues, Scotty came from poverty, and it's understandable. But KD, look, I've been critical of KD. I've said before when he decided to leave OKC for Golden State, that was a weak move. It was a punk move, in my opinion, because you went to the team that beat you 3-1 when you had a 3-1 lead. I don't have a problem with him leaving Golden State because in order for him to get the credit, the recognition that he deserved, he had to go somewhere else and forge his own path. And unfortunately for him in Brooklyn, it was an epic failure. So now that he's in Phoenix, it's got to be championship or bust as far as him being considered in that conversation with LeBron, Kobe, and all of them. So that's all I'm going to say on that.
Cool. Yo, PSP, I want to hear from you on another super chat. We got 2 super chats right now that I'm going to get into. Dale said, I'm on the way to Charlotte right now to watch how he fits. He's talking about Kevin Durant. Obviously, he's coming back tonight. Phoenix is playing against Charlotte. Can't wait to see what happens tonight. Can't wait to see how they look. I personally think KD and Devin Booker are going to go crazy. Chris Paul's obviously a great playmaker next to them. Then you throw DeAndre Ayton and the other pieces in there, but we will see. As far as another super chat, this is actually a football super chat. PSP, I don't want you to get too far into it because this is a basketball show, but just kind of enlighten everybody what happened. Thoughts on the Jalen Carter situation, prayers for anyone involved. If he does get charged, Bears might not draft him and get 3 first-round picks from Carolina.
Yeah, I read there's a report, there's a warrant for his arrest for, I think, reckless driving and racing. Again, I don't know exactly all the facts and details. We got to wait on that, but nonetheless, this is a terrible look, especially the timing. You know, he's in the process of getting drafted. He's projected to be a top 3 pick. So have to wait on the facts on that, but nevertheless, this is a terrible situation, kind of like with Alabama's Brandon Miller. So that's all I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, one thing we do got to factor in, and we could kind of talk about it a little bit, is that like, these dudes are almost celebrities, like these top tier college players, even high school players nowadays. But that doesn't take away from the fact that they're 19 and make 19-year-old mistakes, And so I don't know. It happens every day. We see it all the time. You just brought up Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller he's in a sticky situation where one of his teammates actually killed somebody, and he was the one who went and delivered him the gun. It be sticky situations, but it's like, when you 18, what you expect the 18-year-old to make a 40-year-old decision?
The TSA pet down is crazy, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like a part of me after that situation, I probably would think to myself not to do that. But
I don't know if y'all heard, but the Alabama coach Nate Oates, I don't know if y'all heard this. I heard that he's consulted with Ray Lewis on how to handle the situation.
Oh, man.
And y'all know about Ray Lewis, the incident in 2000.
Yeah. I'm a Ravens fan. Trust me, I know. So,
are we talking about Brandon Miller's situation, or we're talking about Carter's
No,
situation?
Brandon Miller's situation.
Kind of both of them too, though. Because like Jalen Carter,
Brandon Miller's situation is not the same at all as Jalen Carter's, and I think Brandon Miller's situation is like, I think a lot of it is mass hysteria by like social media, because they're not being realistic about the facts of that situation. Wasn't his gun, and the problem is the narrative was driven like Brandon Miller was delivering a gun for his man to go kill somebody. That's the way that story was delivered. That's not at all the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, now the man began to pat down every game this season. Now it's going viral that he getting a pat down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think narratives will drive you crazy, especially if it's next to some negative, story.
Yeah, we just gotta wait for all the facts to come out and see how this plays out. Brandon Miller, I mean, he's a nice player, college player. I think he is going to be projected to be a top 5, top 10 pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah,
I mean,
3 right now.
Might be 3. I would say might be top 3.
They're saying 3 right now. He's going ballistic.
After
he got
he scored 41 the other night, I think.
Yeah, he scored 40 something the very next game after this whole situation happened.
And that shows a lot right there, bro. Like people.
No, the mental toughness.
Yeah.
It definitely shows you the mental toughness. He got to stop doing that celebration. But I understand people said, well, he'd been doing it long before. But nah, you got to chill with the celebration, especially the magnitude of the situation. So, again, all I'm going to say is we got to wait for all the facts to play out. I'm not going to say he's innocent, but I'm not going to say he's guilty. We just got to wait and see how this plays out.
But guilty of what? He hasn't been charged with a crime.
No, people are saying he's guilty. They're saying he's like murder and all that other stuff. I don't believe that.
He's been a cooperative witness in the entire case. And I feel like, and this is my issue. Like, you got to understand what you're saying up here. Like, you're talking about a black man being innocent or guilty, and he ain't been charged with a crime.
Right, and there's nothing.
You understand, but you understand the wrong. But I'm saying, I understand, but I'm saying you just said he's innocent or guilty. He ain't on trial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you should not even say he has to prove. He doesn't have anything to prove of whether he's innocent or guilty. And that's why I'm saying the fact that you said
hold on.
That is a wrong way of going about that.
I take it back. Like, the reason why I say that, not because I'm saying he's guilty. A lot of people are calling him murder and all that other stuff. I'm just saying, look, he has been cooperative with the police. He has been cooperative with the authorities.
He's not even been, but the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like this, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, PSP. This information is public. He's not even being considered a witness in the case.
Right.
So what I'm saying, this whole idea of innocent or guilty is just public perception. He is nothing. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that Brandon that Miller has to do to say that he's You know what I'm saying? He's not being considered a suspect. He's been a cooperative witness. So
no, I agree.
You know,
No, I agree with you there.
And he's not being charged with a crime.
No, but let me ask you this question though, because people have suggested. Do you think what should Alabama do? I don't believe he should be suspended or kicked from the program. What says you?
I mean, ultimately, I don't think he should be kicked off the program. I just feel like ultimately, obviously, I personally would have suspended him maybe a game or 2 games just because as one of my players, I would expect you not to put yourself in these situations that bring a negative light to yourself and to the program. So that would automatically be his disciplinary action just because the fact that you're even attached to something like this is a big deal and you should know the consequences. Now, the first day after it went out, do I believe she should have played that first game? Probably not, because some of the information still was not fully out yet at the time. But now that we have most of the information, this kid's is not going to jail. He was not buying a gun to get his mans to go kill somebody. He's cooperated with the law. They are not charging him with a crime. You know, so I don't think we should be considering Brandon Miller to be like this bad kid or something. Like, he's 19, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was 19 once. Some of y'all are going to be 19 and I were 19 once. Like, let's also be realistic with how we're talking about this kid.
Facts.
All right, y'all. We're going to keep it pushing. My only advice to Brandon Miller is anytime you set foot on that court, keep balling. That's it. Keep dropping them 40 pieces.
Y'all don't play with guns, man. Don't play with guns.
It's a lot going on in the association that we still must get around to. I want to talk about 2 streaks right now in the league. One's a losing streak. One's a winning streak. One got snapped last night. The Spurs lost 16 straight games and just snapped it last night. The Bucks are on a 15-game win streak right now. I want to know what's more like eye-popping. What's more surprising to you? The Bucks winning 15 or the Spurs losing 15?
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
The Bucks,
yeah, the
sure.
Bucks, yeah.
Oh, what the Bucks?
I think everybody knew the Spurs were going to be the worst team in the league this year. I think everybody knew that.
For a second, they were balling though. They tried to fool us for a second.
Yeah, but you know, you got to get back to tanking at some point.
They're just doing it for the Wembanyama sweepstakes. They're just doing it for the Wembanyama sweepstakes.
What's Utah doing right now, boys?
They're in the play-in and they're actually winning.
They won last night.
J-Rob, they would never admit it, bro. They'll never admit it.
They're still in the play.
Hold on. They just lost.
They're in the play-in.
Players. They just sent a couple key players over to LA, and the guy that they traded for, they released them. So they
why they do that? What they do that for?
They value themselves.
Hey, they still winning games.
Why did they do that?
They're not tanking. They're not tanking.
They had to free up some cap space. They had to get Jordan Clarkson some more.
They about to go on the craziest 6-20 run to end this to finish out the season.
This is pretty. Hey, this is pretty.
Yo, Bobby, this final 30-something games are about to be epic, bro.
Yo,
epic.
And then Ron just ran it down like this is what they just did. Like, yeah, Ron, that's what we saying, bro. Like,
hold on. So they 31-32 right now. Dub, starting with you, what are they going to do in this next 21 games?
Give the record, Dub. Give the record.
21.
Can we get the record? Dub, can we get a record?
I'm not going to give a record. I don't know how that's going to play out. But the Utah Jazz. I know that any organization that Danny Ainge is a part of, they're not going to be committing to losing. So they're going to be fighting for a playing. They're going to be fighting for a playing spot the whole time. They're not right now. They're 2 games away from the 6th seed as well. It's a tight playoff race to a lot of teams in the West right now. I highly doubt that they're just going to start tanking and losing games all of a sudden just because they traded pieces away.
How many games they got left, Ron?
I think it's 21.
Yeah, they 31-32 right now.
19.
So they 31. They 31-32.
When did they make their trades? When did all the trades happen?
At the deadline.
What day was that?
That was the February.
What was that? 2 Thursdays ago? That was like 2 Thursdays ago, right?
No, it might not have been the 9th.
Because ever since February 10th, they're 4-3.
Cooked up.
I think it was the
4-3.
Was it the 15th? Right. It might have been the 15th.
These last 9 games, they'll probably go 6-13.
Yo, bro.
Maybe
they
14, something like that.
They haven't been losing.
Yo, that record. He said there's 19 games left, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 and 13, maybe.
The schedule's not
maybe 5 and 14. Bro.
6 and 13.
Crazy.
Let's go through it. You got OKC. You got OKC twice. You got Dallas.
Okay.
You
One
got
of those is a
Orlando.
win.
You got Charlotte. You got
They just
Miami.
lost to the Spurs.
You got OKC twice. You got Dallas. You got Orlando. You got Charlotte. You got Miami. You got Boston. You got Sacramento. You got Portland. You got Milwaukee. You got Sacramento again. You got Phoenix. You got San Antonio, Boston, Brooklyn, Los Angeles, Oklahoma City, Denver, Los Angeles again.
So 36 and 45. They're going 4 and 15.
36 and 45 to end the year, bro. 36 and 45 to end the year.
So only 5 wins? Nah, I don't see that happening.
I got to win. I got to win 4 more games.
4 more, yeah. I got about 4 more.
The only guaranteed wins I heard was Charlotte and Spurs.
They beat San Antonio. They beat San Antonio. They beat Charlotte, and then they might only win 3 games because they're gonna beat Charlotte. They'll be OKC twice. They'll be OKC twice. Beat Charlotte.
38 and 45, baby. 38 and 45.
They're not gonna beat the Lakers at all without LeBron.
Nah, they not.
Come on.
Hey, watch. Hey, watch. March 7th, they're gonna beat Dallas.
They're not gonna beat Brooklyn.
They might beat Dallas. They might beat
They're
Dallas.
not Brooklyn?
They're not beating
Nah,
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We gonna
That one we'll see. That
Like
one
I said, ain't nobody wronger right now. We're gonna wait till the end of the season and see who's really right. That's what we're gonna do. And if they make the play in,
so Ron,
I want all of y'all to apologize to me and Ron. I want all of y'all to apologize to me and
But bro,
Ron.
come on. But what's the play-in though? The 10th seed. The 10th seed.
Y'all said commit to losing. They haven't committed to losing.
Okay, so what's the over under, Dubs? If they got 31 wins now, what's the over under? Like 30?
I'll do 30. I'll do 36. I'll do 36.
Under 36. I'm taking the under.
I'll take the over for 36. We'll do that bet.
So 36.5.
Over 36.
36 and a half. Yeah, 36 and a half.
Okay.
Oh, so they got to win 37? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. If we get 36, we're gonna push it, bro. So
They can win 37 games.
I'll give them 37.
I got them, bro.
I'll give them 37.
Hey, I'm giving them 30. I'm taking.
Hey,
Bob. I got the
Bob.
under. I got the
Hey,
under.
Bob. All I can say is I just remember earlier in the year we was talking about this, and I said, don't get all comfortable. Them boys is all leaving by the deadline. Them boys was out by the deadline.
Hey,
we told you, Dub.
Hey, you was right. I'll say y'all was right about the trade.
So Ron, you not hyping Jared Vanderbilt now?
Jared's nice, but Jared wasn't even. He's not even their
Malik
Beasley's
made the 3rd most threes in the NBA.
Malik Beasley, Mike Conley.
Everybody, bro.
Mike Conley,
Hold
on.
They got on everybody.
All I'm saying, y'all could be right. So listen, I'll say y'all could be right about them trading everybody, but y'all still haven't the PBA is still out on if they're committing to losing or not. That we're still out on that. It's still out on that.
If they get in as a 10 seed, and even if they lose the playing game, so they don't even go, you still gonna be like, it was valid.
It was valid. Yeah.
I don't care. No, I don't care what they do. I don't care what they do. I'm talking about record, Doug. So I'm taking the under. So I'm taking the under. 36 and a half. I'm taking the under.
What Dub's trying to say, and me as well, is that you guys are saying they were on a full-fledged tank. Making a 10 seed or being a 10 seed in the play-in is not a full-on.
Bro, the year was a surprise, bro.
I think that's the point we're trying to make.
I
think that's part of the point that we're making. Yeah, it is the point that we've been making the whole time.
Nah, see, because at first we said they were gonna start trading people. They're gonna start losing. They're tanking. And now that y'all see it, now y'all taking it to the extreme. No, you said it was going to be a full-on tank. Bro, stop it. We said they were tanking.
They got Minnesota's first-round pick, right?
So they have to pick it with Wembanyama. That's what you guys are saying.
No, I did say.
I'm saying that they're tanking.
I said they
want the French boy. Yes or no?
Yes, they do.
They got Minnesota's first-round pick this year, right? They got Minnesota.
No, the reason why bro, I'm telling you, Ron, this is what I keep trying to explain to y'all to the chat. Bro, that man, Danny Ainge, he got hosed. He did not know that the Chicago Bulls were sitting on a gold mine. They had a diamond in the rough that he did not expect. And then Laurie came in there wilding out. And then Danny Ainge had to put him in a room and say, yo, Laurie, I need you to relax, cuz. And he wouldn't relax. And he's still not relaxing. So what did he do? He traded everybody. If you really want to win these games,
that's not true. That's not true.
He traded the guys. Not everybody, but he traded some of the guys. He traded the guys.
I definitely thought Jordan Clarkson was going to be going too. I will say that.
Me too. I didn't think he was going to stay.
But I definitely knew, you know, obviously Bojan because he was already out of there. But you know, I knew Mike Conley was out of there. Royce, you know, all the what's his name?
Bro,
this is not the first time.
Laurie Markkanen was the biggest X factor
something.
or the surprise.
I want y'all to
know he's gonna be that good.
This is not the first time Danny Ainge has had a team with not a lot of name value, but they were still able to compete.
What's that?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about that. But Dub, I would only agree with that take if there wasn't a 7'2" monster phenomenon available in the draft.
If you ask me, do I think
if this wasn't the case,
I would say yes. But it's clear as day that they're not.
Y'all overrating Victor Wembanyama. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Well, thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. First of all,
it's all about.
This is what we're doing.
He's not the only player in the draft. Y'all act like it's all about him.
He's not strong. He's not strong. He's not that fast on his feet to keep up with
Dub and Bob. Y'all better chill out. Y'all better both chill out right now. Stop acting like
y'all getting caught in the flash and the flare of everything.
If there's a guy, if there's always been a guy who's been the consensus #1 guy, whether we personally believe he's the guy or not, you always have to take him, whether there's risk factors involved or not. You took LeBron. I'll give you a more recent example. We took Zion. We knew he was a Ferrari in a Tonka truck's body. Shout out to my dog Shannon Sharp. That was a great way to put it. But at the end of the day, you couldn't pick John Morant first. You couldn't pick RJ Barrett first. You had to pick Zion because he was the quote unquote, this is the guy #1. I just don't agree with the same thing with it. I don't agree with it.
Just not sure.
But the thing is, Bobby, as a scout or as a GM, if this is the consensus guy and you don't pick him, it's always a trap. Because if you don't pick him and you pick somebody else, and the consensus #1 guy ends up being great, you're gonna lose your job.
Even
that's why I'm sitting in this room doing this instead of being a GM. I probably wouldn't be too good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Bob, I'm not really feeling him. Go ahead, Doug.
Straight up. I don't want him. You got it. I'm not picking Victor. I'm probably picking Scoop.
A lot of people.
Oh man,
you would take Scoop with the #1 over Victor?
I ain't gonna
lie. It depends on my team. I might.
You might not make it out the building.
Hey, PSP, what you don't know about me, PSP. I'm likely to do any motherfucking thing. So yeah, I'll do my shit.
I might mess around and try to get 2 picks in the first round and try to get both twins if I can get them back to back.
Now you spitting.
Go ahead, Dub. But then I got a question I want to ask everybody.
I want them both.
Talk to us, Dub.
Feels as if everybody's overrating Wembanyama because of what Richard Jefferson said about him picking him over LeBron James. All I'm gonna say is when I sit here,
Jefferson's tipping the scale for everybody.
We
heard Richard say this.
Can I finish?
All right.
Hey, Dub, I hate when you put that voice on Dub. Like now that I'm talking like this, I'm serious. Like I know.
Yeah, no, but that's what I think it is. When Richard Jefferson said that, then everybody got on this. When Richard Jefferson said that, everybody got on this Victor Wembanyama train and everything, then talking about him being picked over LeBron James, all this love, and then they didn't really look at the weaknesses of Wembanyama. At the end of the day, he gets bodied by people who are stronger than him. I don't think he's strong enough to be able to handle that NBA caliber players. On top of that, he's not that fast on his feet to be guarding the smaller guards in the NBA as well. So he's not going to be this defender that everybody was talking about before. Offensively, he is offensively sound 100%. You cannot deny that. But his defense is going to be a question mark in the NBA, and not a lot of people paying attention to that.
But in the NBA, though, no offense, Dub, in the NBA, he's not gonna play center. He will not be playing the 5.
He's not for sure playing the 5.
No, he's not.
What is he gonna play then? He's gonna guard centers.
After a couple season run.
I ain't gonna lie, Ron. It won't be Ron. Ron. It's not that I'm saying he can't guard center, but I don't think his first year you're going to leave him out there to guard some of these NBA centers because of just pure body size. Like
who are these? Some of these NBA centers? Besides Jokic, yes.
Could he guard Sabonis? Could he guard?
Yes.
Bro, you lying? You a goddamn liar.
Time out. Because no. I'm about to go and expose everything right from the beginning because this is nasty, Dub. Talking about he's getting body.
He's getting body.
He's 17 playing against grown men in the Euro League.
Okay, so next year he'll be 17.
Do you understand the Euro League is more physical than the NBA?
That's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
I watch Shaq play in the EuroLeague every single game. It's more physical than the NBA. Of course, he's going to get bodied. But time out though. Let me make my point. It's grown men in the NBA getting bodied too. Sabonis is bodying everybody. What are we talking about? Who doesn't Sabonis body? Sabonis will body Embiid every night if they play against each other.
All I'm saying is
he's not getting treated differently than Sabonis is treating anybody else. On top of that,
but Ron, you're right about that.
On top of that, he's gonna be top 5 in the league in blocks. So every time he gets bodied, he's gonna exchange that with blocking somebody else's shot. His rim protection is still gonna be excellent. Yes, it's gonna be certain scenarios where he gets dunked.
I'm gonna lie, that's whack as hell, Ron. That's whack as hell that you saying that, bro.
What's whack? That he has a slim frame.
Ron, that's so nasty, bro. Like, bro, he clearly has a slight frame, bro. In the NBA, they're more in the NBA. Of course, in the NBA, they are more physically dominant, regardless if they play more physical defense in the EuroLeague. And in the NBA, he has to guard Jokic. He's gonna have to guard Embiid. He's gonna have to guard Sabonis.
And those are three exceptions. After that, Brook Lopez is not going to be just bodying him. Brook Lopez.
Why is Giannis
Time out. He will, but you will live with him guarding Brook Lopez over Giannis.
You're not gonna have. He can't guard Giannis either.
He can't. Who can guard these guys that you're mentioning? Who can guard them? What are we talking about?
Bro, what is the NBA? What is the NBA about? What is the NBA about? What is the NBA?
He has to guard guards.
Hold on.
What big man guards guards?
Bob, can I ask you a question, Bob? In the NBA, do they not exploit matchups? Did we not watch a 2020 finals where LeBron James, when they played against the Miami Heat, and what did they do? They played get the switch with Duncan Robinson. Every time Brown come up with the rock, who got Duncan? Bring him to me.
I can do that with everybody in the NBA.
But, bro, if he's going to be playing 30, 40 minutes a night, that won't be conducive for him to be great immediately. Do I think he needs to grow and fill out his frame? Yes, he will. So that's what I'm saying. For his first year run, I don't think he should be the guarding fives.
But
I'm not saying he won't be able to later, but why would he now?
I get that. But what I'm trying to say is this the reason that we're saying he's overrated because it's his frame?
I don't think he's overrated.
Well, that's what Doug said. That's what I'm going back to that, saying that the dude is 17 and he's holding his own against grown men. So what is he going to do when he's 21? What's he going to do when he's 23? What's he going to do when he's 27 and in his prime? He's going to dominate. If he's showing us right now that he can bang with grown men and hold his own and not hold his own, dude's over there going ballistic. Yeah, we see a couple clips of him getting bodied. Okay, I can go to clips of Embiid getting bodied, the biggest, strongest force in the league. I can go to clips of Giannis getting dunked on and bodied. So I just don't understand how we're saying this, but the dude is still elite on defense. He's still showing us that
that's
he
what I'm
can
saying.
guard
He got to
develop,
but I'm saying he's going to have to get in the lab. Like, that's what I'm saying about him. He is not going to be able to come out day one and be a dominant force right away because
eventually it's going to take him some time in order for him to evolve.
Look at Giannis. Hey, Giannis ain't become so dominant until after the fact, bro.
Victor steps in the league right now, a top 10 defensive center.
No.
Then why wasn't Giannis that? Why wasn't Giannis that?
That's not true.
Giannis was not. So we're comparing Giannis at 18 when he was when nobody knew about him to possibly the greatest prospect.
Yeah, but Ron, don't you think that's too premature?
Giannis had the lanky frame.
7'5".
But Ron, for you to say that Victor Wembanyama comes into the NBA as a top 10 defender, you don't think that's premature?
No, I think he can come in the NBA right now with his intangibles and with his frame and with what I'm seeing, he can come in the NBA and be a top 10 defensive center right now. Name me the defensive centers. Name me the defensive centers.
Ron, I just think he's the game. Wait, Ron. I love everything about his game, Ron. I love everything about his game. These two, bottom right and top left, are the only ones who think he's overrated. I love his game, but for me to sit and act like
overrated.
He said bottom right, top left.
Bottom right, top left. My only issue is, bro, I do think he is going to have to build a bit of a frame. Like,
look, MJ talking about Jacob Poto. So he's
don't play with my man Jacob. You're cold, man.
But
so
honestly,
Jacob's gonna be
Jacob's
a better defender than what Vic's gonna be.
Victor,
he take women to school.
Not only has to spend time in the lab, he has to spend time in the weight room. Eventually, as his career goes on, he's going to put on some weight. Top 10 defender, as soon as he comes out into the NBA, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe top 15, top 18. I wouldn't go that far, Ron.
My thing is like I just had this because this what you know media does a lot to build up a lot of hype, But let's not do that. Let's keep it real. We don't got to make asinine predictions. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way we can see that him having such an impact so quick. Now I agree. He probably will. I hope he does grow into that. But to come in doing it, I just don't see it. So Ron, when we were saying Sabonis about him, and you were like, "Well, Sabonis body anybody's anybody." My thing is, there's a lot more other people that will body him too, not just Sabonis. Like the list goes on. They all
get bodied every game too.
Okay.
Getting bodied.
That's true.
If you're somebody that can body somebody, you're bodying everybody.
Ron, but he doesn't have the ability to do that to them. That's what
Ron. If he does it, I won't be surprised.
Ron, if he does it, so time out. What you're trying to tell me is throw out the center. Please throw out the center, but leave Jokic, Sabonis, and Embiid out there. Throw out the center.
We could just go. You said Jokic, Embiid.
You know what three to leave out of this.
Right. So there's a bunch of other.
No, I'm talking about name. Just name me a center. Just name me another.
Okay, Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez. So you mean to tell me Brook Lopez is going to give? You mean to know? Let's say with Brook. You mean to tell me Brook Lopez is going to give Victor more than Victor's going to give Brook?
Do you know how big and strong Brook Lopez is? You don't need to answer the question. You know the answer to that.
Who's going to give each other more? So when they play against each other, when they play against each other, Brook Lopez is going to have a better game than Victor. Let's say Victor's on Houston.
No, I don't think that. Ron, see, no, though. That's not Ron. That's not my issue with Victor at all. I don't feel that way. I don't think nobody's just going to be. I'm just worried about his frame. Like that's the only concern with Victor
Wembanyama, Ron. His frame.
You guys do know he's averaging
the same 3 blocks problem people have with Chet. And what happens?
He's averaging 3 blocks. It's not that is he going to do that in the NBA, Ron?
Why would his blocks not translate to the NBA?
No, Ron, I'm not saying it won't translate. It's just something that I gotta think about. That I do think about. Like,
how long he can keep it up? That's what we're saying.
Like, is that going to be a problem? Like, is it going to be a problem? Every prospect has question marks, bro. No prospect is perfect.
I get what you guys are saying about his frame. I really do understand. Like, obviously he has to work on it, and obviously he has to get stronger. But I don't think that's just gonna stop him from not having an impact on the game. Look at KD, for instance. KD's still skinny as hell. His frame is still slight.
I agree. Like, I like that Chet Holmgren had a year to really get stronger. Like, I think Chet gonna be a monster. Like, I like his.
Maybe when he's 20, maybe when he's 23, 22, I just don't see it happening right now. Okay. Just give him 3-4 seasons.
Bob, I would get what you were saying, Bob. But my only thing is the NBA isn't once what it was. It's not a bruisers league. It's not a league where teams are gonna be like, oh yeah, we got his big skinny ass down there. We're gonna pick on him and bully him all night. Unless he's playing against those 3 that you just said. And I'm even going to take Sabonis off the board because you guys don't use Sabonis as much as you should. Mike Brown's not going to be like, oh, Sabonis, tonight, you see that kid over there? We're going to pick on him, and I need you to give him 40 and 20 tonight. That's not even going to be
40, it's not. It doesn't have to be 40 and 20 because DeMontis does other things, but it's still going to be a mean 22. There's going to be a lot of bullying and torture chamber.
Everybody gets a mean 22.
Okay, but Ron, you mentioned centers. You mentioned centers. What Steven Adams? Bobby mentioned Steven Adams going up against Victor. What do you think that's going to happen? Steven
Adams ain't finna do shit. When's the last time you seen Steven Adams post up and isolate somebody? I don't. Time out. No. You know what's even funnier? It's a pick and roll league, right? So if it's a pick and roll and it's a big switched on, if it's a big that switches on, let's say they're playing against the Blazers, for instance, and Nurkic switches on Ja. Who's gonna have the mismatch? That means Nurkic is guarding Ja, and that means now Dame is guarding Steven Adams, right? When have you ever seen Ja be like, no, I'm not going to take Nurkic off the dribble. I'm going to give the ball to Steven Adams because he has a smaller man on him, and I expect him to get a bucket. You've never seen that, so I don't expect that to be a case. I don't expect them to be like Victor's guarding Steven Adams, so we're going to
that's the Dubs point then. Thank you, Ron. That's back to Dubs point.
Okay,
he's going to get switched off these guards. He's going to get cooked. Like,
Isn't the EuroLeague? I need a question. Isn't the EuroLeague easier for a big man to play defense because of like the zones and then the 3 seconds and everything like that?
Mars said in the chat, blocks goaltends count as blockers in the EuroLeague. Is that true? Like NBA goaltends.
I'm just asking because
you can hit the ball off the rim. You can play off the rim.
Okay. But aren't the is there a 3 second in the EuroLeague or something like that? Or
I don't know. Shaq, you in the chat? Let us know. But
Ron, who are you higher on coming out of the EuroLeague, Luka or Wemby?
I would think you would have to go with
Wemby.
You would have to go with them.
You would have. I mean, that's fair.
I ain't gonna lie, Ron. Concerns or not, I am tanking all the way. I'm going all the way. I'm trying to lose every game I can to make sure I snag this kid. I'm just being real with you. Size concerns or not, I'm tanking for this kid.
Whichever league he plays, the French league.
Like that, bro, if you get him all this weight going this way, and he's just gonna be getting picked on that.
I ain't gonna lie, Bob. The only thing you cannot pass on that level of potential, bro, for Scoot Henderson. I'm sorry.
You probably can.
It makes no sense.
I got a little worked up right there, J. Rob. I got a little.
Yeah, I would say you can't pass on this kid's intangibles for Scoot or anybody in the draft. You got to take this kid, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, God bless you.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't see it not working either. I don't see it not working either.
But at the same time, you can't pass up on that type of potential.
No, absolutely. But I'm saying at the least, what you get is a dude that is an elite rim protector
who can shoot.
You also get a dude who is an elite,
literally shooter.
You get an elite Clint Capella or an elite DeAndre Jordan.
Or better Brook Lopez. Who we were just talking about.
Exactly.
But then he can shoot. Gobert hybrid.
I would like to see him with the Rockets or the Pacers, though. Those are the two teams I would really like to see him with.
What about the Pistons? Oh, the
Pistons.
I would like to see him.
Not really the Pistons. I want.
What about Charlotte? What about Charlotte with LaMelo?
Bro, he's going to Disney World, bro. Are y'all crazy? He's going to Disney World. He's going to Orlando. Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. I gotta realize the NBA and Disney are already in cahoots. Disney is a product of the NBA. I saw the bubble. Victor Wembanyama has the potential to be the biggest prospect since LeBron. He's going to Disney does.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. If you put Victor in Orlando, what do you do with Paulo? Like, how are you going to?
They can play off each other. They can work together.
That is 6'10" plus Shaq and Kobe. Are you kidding me?
That would be
Twin Towers Part 2.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. If I had them two together, are you kidding me?
That could get very dangerous. Bro.
You got pieces right there that you could trade for an elite point guard too.
I ain't gonna lie, that boy Paolo Banchero is.
I think everybody misunderstood everything that was said. I love Wembanyama's offense. I do think he's still a promising prospect, but a lot of what I was hearing about him and his defense and what he could bring defensively, all I'm saying is that's getting overrated in my opinion. I think especially in the NBA because the rules favor the bigs for a guy like Victor Wembanyama could stay in the paint because of the defensive and in the league in which he's playing. And I don't even know if it's the EuroLeague or not.
It's not the EuroLeague.
It's not the EuroLeague. He plays in the French league, so he's benefiting from that. So playing in the NBA where they're going to draw him out, they're going to try to pick him apart like they do with Jokic. I don't think that's going to be something for him to see, especially if he ends up on a team that's not a good defensive unit.
He's going to.
But the thing is, Wemby is not. But Wemby is. I'll give it to him, Dub. He's a very fluid kid. He ain't like tall, stiff. Like he can stay in front of somebody.
He's not as stiff as Rudy. I'll say that. But
that change of direction, J-Rob. That change of direction is still too slow. He's big and he moves. Okay. But that change of direction is still way too slow.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna use a football example to just get to be able to explain it. Yeah, I get it. It's not compared to most guys, but when you have enough length to be able to utilize, he can make up for it because he has such a large frame. Like I played corner, but I played corner at 6'3".
That could be a good.
I understand that.
I couldn't stand in front of shorter corners with receivers was hard for me, but I had enough length to always be in the area. Victor's length is always going to be able to affect jumpers, cause issues. So that's why, Ron, I think he should play the 4 in the NBA because at least he'll be a phenomenal help side defender coming straight out the gate right now.
I think he would be amazing.
He would be much.
If there was an issue with
4.
He can't stand in front of nobody, bro. He can't stand in front of nobody.
I think you guys
can't agree with that.
In the way. Yo, have you guys?
I can't agree with that. No,
LeBron. But we're talking. You talk now. No disrespect to whatever league he's playing in, but we got to cut this shit out. If he gets switched out on Jalen Brown, you get switched out on Jalen Brown, bro. You go this way, boom, bro. Stop it.
But this
Y'all
what
are
I'm
being
saying,
so
though.
naive right now.
This
It's
is-
really
this-
starting to piss
No,
me
I
off.
get you.
How
I
we
get you. I
being
get you.
naive?
There's a
How
lot of
we
people.
being
There's a lot of
naive?
people. There's a lot of people that be beating him to his spots in the
It's
French
bro.
league,
It's he playing the 4. He gets switched on to Brandon Ingram. He gets switched on to Zion.
Jalen Brunson
Nah,
will
get the
cook him
fuck
too.
outta
I'm not even
here.
gonna hold you.
Bro, what
man.
is he gonna do?
Name me the center
Are you kidding
that
me?
can
Are you
stay in
kidding
front
me
of
right now,
Jalen
Bobby?
Brunson, Jalen Brown.
Yeah, Bobby. Are
But
you
just
Bobby? Are
J-Rob,
you
you said playing
absolutely
the 4.
kidding me?
You said playing the
Name me
4,
the
J-Rob.
four.
Jalen Brown doesn't play. Jalen Brown does
He's
not
not
play.
good, bro. I just
Name me
said
the 4
switched
or the
on.
5.
If you stop yelling and listen, you'll hear what I'm saying. I said when he gets switched on,
Name me the
you
4
said
or 5.
no.
But-
I'm not gonna
But
name you
Bob,
the
but
4.
Bob,
I'm not.
Bob,
Hold
that
on.
don't.
I'm
But
not.
Bob, that don't
Name
make
me
so.
them.
That don't make sense. That
Jaren
makes
Jackson's
sense
about to
at
get
all,
defensive player of
Bob.
the year.
So,
He can't
so
guard them
okay,
niggas. What are you
Jaren Jackson,
talking about?
Jaren Jackson, and Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis, they're
They
all
can't
far
guard
better.
them.
They're all far superior.
Yeah,
Deep
stop
all
being
They
Guard
Jalen.
defenders on the
Jalen.
can't
ball.
guard
They could
them.
guard
The
Jalen Brown.
only,
What
the
are you
only
talking about?
four, the only four I can think of in the NBA that could probably stand in front of
Bam?
Brown is
Bam?
no. I'm
Why
gonna
does
Evan
say
it
Mobley.
AD.
You got Bam, you got Bam, Evan Mobley, Jared Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis.
Jared
That's off the
Vanderbilt.
top
Why
of my
don't
head.
none of them start guarding the point guards then?
Jared Vanderbilt.
Because what are you talking about? That's not even basketball. Why would you start going to point guard
If
just
they
because
can
you got the
just
ability?
guard
That
them
don't
like
make no
that, why
sense.
don't they just start the game guarding them then?
Yeah, okay, Ron, that makes a lot of sense.
None
Ron,
of them can
Ron,
let
guard
me
those
ask you this
guys,
question.
so I don't understand why we're
That makes a lot
nitpicking
of
Victor
sense.
Wembanyama when there's no
Yeah, I don't gonna lie. I don't like that take. Yeah, I
All
don't
we're
like that take,
just
Bob.
saying, all we're just saying, Draymond
He's
Green come up
7'5".
with
You get him going this way. You get him going this way, and then you go back
Ron,
this way. This
Ron,
gonna
let
be
me
like,
ask you this
oh,
question.
all
Do
we're
you think
saying is
Miles
that his
Turner
defense
could
is
guard
getting
Victor?
overrated. That's
You said
it.
what?
Miles Turner.
What? Can he guard Victor Wembanyama?
I'm asking you.
Can he guard him?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
I mean, over a span of a game, Miles is gonna get about 20 to 25 points per night when he's guarding Victor. And that's going to come from a majority of things. It's not just going to come from isolations. Victor can shoot. So it's going to come from catch and shoots. It's going to come from tip back dunks. It's going to come from whatever guard he's with penetrating and throwing him lobs. And a couple of them are going to come off the dribble. He's going to blow by him. A couple of them is going to come from him catching the ball in the mid post, doing his thing. If you guys have watched him, his mid-range game is tough. And on the block, he's 7'5". It's nothing Miles Turner can do.
He's not posting up on the block. He's getting pushed off that block. I know why you run somebody 7'5".
When's the last time you see Miles Turner push somebody off the block?
Because they're stronger than him. You can't push Joel and beat off the block. You can push him.
So dudes in Europe aren't strong.
Okay,
I
so
didn't say
how
they
many
weren't
big
strong.
men
I never
you
said that.
mentioned?
I never
So
said that.
he's not playing against dudes that are strong.
I mean, right. Obviously, he's gonna get on the block. He's gonna get on the block, but more than likely, you pushing him off the block. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that you're pushing a guy that's 7 foot, and that's all. And with that being said, he does have amazing touch. So he's getting pushed off. The turnaround fadeaway is nice. I have seen it. But one thing about off the dribble, like you were saying, he does have a very good handle, but it's so loose. Anytime he's playing one of those guys like Jared Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis, I like him taking the ball from him out there doing all this. Bam Adebayo, reach a little bit, the ball's coming straight to your hand. It's a lot of this, you know. That's all I'm saying.
All right, most def. Let's get off Victor Wemby. We'll talk about him more.
Light the beam. Light the beam.
Do we want to talk about the beam at all?
We talk about them enough.
I've never heard you say that before, Doug.
Just so y'all know, AD's out tonight. Lakers starting their tanking process.
The Lakers are now in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes as well. All right, y'all. I do want to talk about a team in California, Northern California, but it's actually not Lick the Bean or whatever they say. It is the Golden State Warriors. They are the 5th seed right now. How do we feel about them? Are we scared now? Is Mars about to jump back on the bandwagon?
How the hell did they just jump that? Like, this is why I say the race to
The West is so close. It's so close. It's so close.
They were just damn near out the playoffs like a couple weeks ago. Now they're 5th. Like, it's so close, bro. It's crazy.
Shit, that's that Klay Thompson effect. Y'all was laughing at me because I picked him last week. Top 5 shooting guards in the NBA. Y'all was laughing, but
talk to him, bro. Klay's been balling.
Told y'all Klay Thompson still got that.
He's still like that. He had a bad game though yesterday, but I see your point.
It happens.
I hear you. But yeah, what's it called? The Golden State Warriors, I still have belief and faith in them. The whole thing is their defense, right? If their defense could be what it was last season, I do trust their offense, especially with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, the way that he's been playing. Jordan Poole just needs to correct some of his shot selection. They'll be fine. But their defense, how is that defense going to play in the postseason? So they got no, Gary Payton's hurt, right? He's hurt for the year.
I think he's supposed to be back at some point.
Supposed to be back.
Maybe the playoffs.
GP2 can help him out a lot, so we'll see. But that's going to be the true question mark on if the Warriors are going to make another run or not. If that defense is going to be better. And yes, Mars, they have been looking better defensively recently. So hopefully they could keep it up. Did you see Kuminga's dunk?
I did.
That
was nice. That was filthy.
That was a crazy dunk. Oh my god!
But did y'all see? So when he did it, he dunked on what's his name? He dunked on Shaden.
Yeah.
Shaden got his get back. Did y'all see Shaden's dunk?
I didn't see Shaden's.
Shaden had a crazy ass dunk. They both had crazy dunks.
That's crazy. I gotta see that.
But PSP iOS, I want to ask you guys: are the Warriors to be feared right now, or are you guys not concerned in a super stacked West right now about the defending champions?
I mean, I wouldn't call the West right now. I feel like it's open. The Warriors have looked better as of late. I think Klay has been able to get back in a rhythm a lot faster due to not having being basically guaranteed the number 2 option. I think people also got to realize Andrew Wiggins hasn't played in a little bit as well. Like he's been out for personal family matters. You know, I'm praying for him, whatever he got going on. I do think. Hey, when Steph comes back, bro, if they're in the playoffs, the play-in, when Steph comes back, they're making the playoffs. Like they're not falling out of the play-in if they're in the play-in when Steph gets back. So if they get in, depending on who they get in that first round, yes, you should be scared because at the end of the day, is the defending champs, is the Warriors.
These dudes only have 7 wins.
Who?
The Warriors only have 7 wins in away games. That is nuts. That's damn near one of the they're the second, third worst team in a way, bro, which is crazy.
So
how
the
are they
Warriors they're 25-7 at home and 7-23 on the road.
Well, they're gonna have a lot of away playoff games, so that's might not be that good for them.
That's nuts, bro. Oh my god.
Are they in the play-in right now? They're in the play, or are they the 6th seed?
They're the 5th. They're the
5th. So who they play the first round?
They'll face Phoenix, but that's not a good matchup for them already in the first round.
If KD sends Steph home, I ain't going firm, bro.
KD better than him all the time.
I wouldn't shut up, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He's better than him all the time, bro. I'm telling you.
KD sends that man home. It's gonna be a lot of bitter Warriors fans.
Oh yeah, man. The narratives will shift. I can't wait.
Exactly.
Hey, so in a 7-game series, Dub, you for sure got the Suns?
I think the Suns and Warriors, if they go back to what they were last season, it'll definitely be a good series. So I'll give the Suns a slight edge over them. But it's probably going to be between them two because I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a believer in Denver. I'm not going to be a believer in Denver. It is what it is. I mean, that defense is something that will get picked apart by a lot of teams in the West. So it is what it is, bro. I don't care what defensive metrics is telling you about the Denver Nuggets. No, fuck that shit. They don't have enough.
No, I agree. I can't wait till they lose in the first and second round.
Second round, probably.
And I want to see what the story is in here. And
first round will be crazy. I'm not.
And I ain't gonna lie. I was praying to God that Bron and AD, that Bron didn't get hurt. Because if Bron and AD, I wanted them in the first round. I wanted Lakers, Nuggets first round.
Because you think AD can give Jokic that work.
40 game, 40 point.
I wanted Lakers and Nuggets first round too, bro.
PSP, Lakers and Nuggets will be elite.
35 on Jokic. I would see AD will be wilding. Are you kidding me? That's like the perfect matchup for them. You put Vanderbilt on Murray, and you let AD and Jokic deal with each other, and then you got the X factor of Bron.
Mm-hmm. Bron X factor is crazy.
He is the X factor, bro. He control the game. He got conquerors hockey.
Only concern with the Lakers is just durability. That's their problem.
That's it.
Lakers would beat Denver in a 7-game series.
Thank you.
Gonna hold you like
Facts.
it would.
So Denver's in trouble. Like nobody has Denver making any noise.
Denver is in. There's trouble in Colorado, baby.
I still got faith in them making it to the conference finals.
Nah,
depending on the matchup. If they have to match up again, the Warriors are a tough matchup for
every
them.
time I watch them play, I'm like, I think in my head, I'm like, oh, what the fuck is Mars talking about, bro, with this team? What the hell are they even seeing? Like, I don't see what they're seeing, bro. This defense is not. I'm not like their defense is not that good. I'm like,
my most like the best way things can work out for me is if we can match up with Dallas first round and then match up with Denver second round. That way we can go ahead and make some noise and get there, like I told y'all we would do.
I ain't going.
Dallas is a harder matchup than Denver for us. We running Denver out the gym.
I like the Kings matchup against Denver too. I like that Kings matchup against Denver. I would love to see I think the Kings could knock off the Mavericks because they can't stop a soul.
We get Mavericks first round.
I ain't gonna lie. Dub, what's the narrative going to be when the Mavericks lose in the first round this year? What's that narrative going to be?
Kyrie,
what is this still? What's the narrative going to be? What's the narrative going to be?
I mean, it depends on how they play. Honestly, the narrative, not my narrative, but the narrative will probably be, especially if they either
they're going to win like, let's say they lose like 4-1. They go out 4-1.
Let's say if one, they don't make the play, they miss out in the play-in, or they get bounced out in the first round. You traded Kyrie for no reason. Luka Doncic finally got his star, and he didn't answer despite, let's say if they both have 30-point series, if they still lose, these are going to be the narratives that's going to be brought. It is what it is. If I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I would just say ignore the hate, ignore the criticism, because y'all should have known that you're not going to win a title this year. You revamp on defenders next season, y'all gonna be in a good spot.
I wonder if Jason Kidd gonna be the scapegoat because Jason Kidd out here talking crazy.
Yeah, he might be out of it. Did y'all see what he said after the Lakers game?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a coach that is fed up, y'all.
What he said, bro? He said I'm a fan just like y'all. I'm just watching. Like when he was talking about like the Lakers going to run, lack of because they didn't even have a timeout. I think at the end of the game, like you don't even.
He don't even use it. I ain't finna use it. It ain't no difference.
It's not. I'm not gonna lie. I said Sunday that I think the Kings would probably beat the Mavs in 6. The more I see the Mavs, bro, the less faith I have in them, bro. I really think the Kings they could sweep them, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro.
And the Clippers are done too, bro. Clippers done too.
Whoa. I ain't go front, bro. Whoa. The Clippers looking done.
Clippers are done too, bro. They are done too.
Y'all tripping. Fraud alert.
Fraud alert. We'll get to iOS. I want to open up the floor to you because I know you have to leave pretty soon. I want to know, is there anything else that you need to get off your chest? You supposedly Dub hyped you up to have. He said you have all type
of saying, Ron, give me my $10.
My biggest thing was the
No, Dub, you give me my $10. You hyped it up.
It was definitely the Scotty and KD thing. I mean, the Chris Paul thing. No, there ain't no talking to y'all out of how y'all feel about Chris Paul, bro. Y'all feel how y'all feel. So, like, I can't even. I'm not ready to get that. But y'all got me like another 30 minutes. I'm here for another 30 minutes.
All right, cool. I'm glad you brought that up because. Yo, don't ever say that Chill's going don't ever talk about me and Chill ever again, bro. Like, cut it out. Y'all seen what happened yesterday.
You was getting off yesterday. You was getting off.
Oh, on the panel? I missed a lot.
But can we just talk about how the Clippers are done and that Kawhi Leonard wishes he would have kept SGA?
Yeah, probably so. Or that he stayed in Toronto. He might have just wished that he stayed in Toronto. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Nah, he for sure should have probably stayed in Toronto.
He was never staying there. He was never staying there.
He never wanted to stay there. It was either Lakers or Clippers.
But it was Lakers or Clippers.
I ain't going front, bro. Should have been the Lakers, bro.
But now, J-Rob, you tripping, J-Rob.
So, Jay, are you done with the Clippers?
We got a ring, though. Y'all don't have no rings. In the 2020s, y'all don't have no rings. Y'all never going to get no rings. And the Clippers, the flippers, the fakers, they ain't finna be nothing, bro. It's the same sad tune, bro. It is what it is.
Y'all are tripping.
The Clippers are done, Ron.
When playoff time comes
around, just yet.
When playoff time comes around, you know Kawhi starts doing his best Jason. Kill. I'm telling you, you know what he's gonna do when playoff time come around. We've been seeing snippets of it. Everybody been, Kawhi's low managing. Kawhi's this. Well, Kawhi,
I trust Kawhi. I don't trust Kawhi.
I know Kawhi, but I know Paul George. He gonna be shooting that shit. Gonna sound like
Oh my
Beat up
god.
Beat up the front iron.
They're done, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
What can you guys say they're done though?
Clippers are done, bro.
Why are they just
I
Clippers
think
are
they're just
done,
saying that because
bro.
of Paul George.
It's not even that.
But when
PG,
I
feel like that
hear
was a Westbrook.
Paul George narratives, I'm tripping. When I tell you
They're
he's overrated,
done.
I'm tripping. Now everybody's up here saying the Clippers aren't going to win because of Paul George.
I didn't say
who
that.
was on your
I didn't
case?
say
Who was
that.
on your case
Who
about
said
PG?
because of Paul George? I didn't say because of Paul
George is
George.
overrated.
Yeah,
I just
You
don't think these are
lost your
guys,
mind over
bro.
me saying Paul George is not who we
No,
said he
were we arguing? Was it Devin Booker and Paul George?
Yeah, I said Devin Booker's better than Paul George. I said a lot of people are better than Paul George.
You know what? I apologize for being on your head about
Thank
that.
you.
My
Thank
bad.
you.
I am sorry.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's
You
a
know
good
what?
take.
Yeah,
That's a good
Devin
take
Booker's
right
better
now,
than
Ron.
PG. My bad. Ron was
But
right
Ron,
about that.
I'm sorry,
I
bro.
apologize.
I'm not banking on that. That team don't look like, to me, that team does not look like
Then
So
who
you
you
telling
have
me-
coming out the West?
right now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Damn, that's a good ass question. I'm gonna go with Slim Reaper.
You going with Phoenix?
I have no choice. PSP, I feel like I don't have no other choice because the Bron is out, so we don't even know if they'll make the playoffs. I am not on the Clippers bandwagon. Memphis is never going to be good in the West.
Pretend.
So unless Curry, it's either going to be the Warriors or the Phoenix Suns, and I don't even think the Warriors are back. I think they might be. Yeah, I think this is the Suns to take, bro.
And just to be clear, you have Denver probably being eliminated either first or second round.
Depends on who their matchup is for sure.
I want to ask you guys, though, speaking of Denver, when we were talking about them just a second ago, I want to mention every team in the West, and I want you guys to let me know if they can beat them in a 7-game series, because I'm not sensing that everybody's high on them. So let's just start with the number 2 team, the Memphis Grizzlies. If they cross paths with the Grizzlies, will the Nuggets beat the Grizzlies?
No.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, they will. They will because Memphis can't play in the half court. Yeah, they will.
Son,
And their best defender is going to be in foul trouble by this.
I'm not gonna lie. Jaren
telling
Jackson
you,
is
bro.
going to have Jaren Jackson. No offense to him, but he's going to have to play 40 minutes, and he's. There's no way he's going to be able to make it through a game without hacking the hell out of Jokic. And they cannot play when Memphis is running and they're in transition. A dangerous team in the NBA. But when you have to sit in a half court set and force them to look for a high quality shot, I think in the playoffs that is going to be their Achilles heel.
I'm not gonna hold you. I hear you because I don't think Jaren Jackson could match up well with Jokic, but bro, I'm telling you, bro, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane will have a field day, bro. They'll be able to play off each other. They could push a pace too to keep Jokic running, especially when they start bricking shots. Man, I'm telling you, bro.
Oh, actually, I do got Steven Adams though. That's a good point. They do got Steven Adams. That's
Steven Adams ain't checking him.
But they ain't checking him either.
Nah, he ain't checking him. He ain't checking him. Because you would have to throw Jaren Jackson, but I mean, even then, he can't even slow him down either. But y'all sleeping on the Grizzlies. It will be a great series. I would say that versus Denver and Memphis, but I'm giving Memphis the edge, bro.
Yeah, I will go Denver if it's Denver against Memphis.
I got Denver in 6.
One thing about Jaren Jackson,
Poppy, yes sir.
One thing about Jaren Jackson that I do want to say is you guys mentioned him being in foul trouble a lot, and I get that, but he's really only fouled out of 3 games this year. So, and I know
true?
it does affect. Yes, I know it does affect your minutes. Obviously, if you get 4 or 5 fouls, he has to sit you down. But he's only fouled out of 3 games
in 2023.
Yeah.
Bro, I swear I just saw a
about
stat saying
about 2022. What about before this?
But
Ron, I think that's still pretty bad because the main thing I always hated and I still hate about coaches is in crunch time if you got a player that's going to foul out and just sitting them down, saving them for the end. Like, no, we need him right now. If he can't play through foul trouble, then he's going to foul out and then we'll go on to the next one. But until then, I like rocking with my players and forcing them to play smarter. But so I'm saying that to say he's out of the games a lot of those times where he doesn't foul out. Mm-hmm. So it does affect him negatively.
Nah, absolutely. And I agree with you too. It's no point in trying to wait to the last minute. If you get to the last minute, or if you can't get to the last minute and you're gonna be down, play your players while you have them. And if he fouls out, then you figure out from there. But all right, Bob. I'm asking everybody, can the Nuggets beat all of these teams? The first team I mentioned was the Grizzlies. Do you think they can beat the Grizzlies, the Nuggets in a 7-game series?
Yeah.
So you got Denver?
Oh, do I got them?
Yeah. against the
I
Grizzlies.
don't know who I got really. I got.
It's a close one. I think that's a 7-game series.
What
You
about
got
Denver?
Sacramento.
I think I got Memphis though. I think I got Memphis.
Yo, my man Primo, who you got?
Nice.
Going to the Western Conference.
Nah. Who you? I'm about to line up every team in the West against Denver because nobody's really high on Denver. I want to know who you guys really think Denver can beat, and it's starting with the Memphis Grizzlies.
I got Denver.
Okay.
Denver
Next
over
team
them.
is the Sacramento Kings. Will the Denver Nuggets beat the Sacramento Kings?
I got the King. I got the Nuggets.
I got Denver.
Yeah, I got the Nuggets.
I don't know though, man. Sacramento.
Denver in 7.
I gotta think about it a little bit though. With Sacramento, they look good this year.
I got 3 words for you, Ron.
What's
Light
up,
the
bro?
beam.
Like
Light the beam.
But I got the Nuggets if I got a
Light the beam. They got Mr. Fourth Quarter, bro. Light the beam. Kings
They
and
definitely do.
7.
Who you got, PSP?
Between Denver and I got Denver in 7 against the Kings.
Okay, got you. All right, Denver versus the Phoenix Suns. What direction are we going?
Suns.
I actually got the Suns for this series. Okay, I will say I have the Suns as a
KD.
how healthy is Devin Booker back yet? How healthy is Devin Booker? And what's the deal with him?
He's been back.
He's
Oh,
playing.
my
He's been
God,
playing.
Ron.
He's been playing.
Yeah.
I just haven't been seeing. I haven't been seeing.
Yeah, he's
This
been playing.
This based off of everybody healthy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Suns.
Nobody has Denver?
Nobody should
No, but
have.
I wouldn't be surprised if Denver. I still wouldn't be surprised. If Denver
Yeah,
wins.
like not with KD out there. Not with KD out there.
Hey,
Hell
I
no.
don't, hey, Ron.
What's
I
up?
don't know.
Oh my
Against
god.
Denver?
I wouldn't be surprised if Denver wins. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Oh my
But
God.
hold on. But I just so everybody's picking the Suns though. Besides,
No,
Rob.
not me. Not me.
You got Denver.
No, I've said it for like the past couple of months. I got Denver in Milwaukee in the finals. I mean, y'all
Okay.
can agree with the Suns, but I'm just gonna ride with the ship with Denver. That's
Oh
all I'm saying.
my
I respect that. I
God.
respect
He
that.
said, I'm going down with the ship like the Titanic.
That's
Look,
fine.
I
Denver-
gotta be consistent. so-
I think
Yeah, I like
Denver
it. I like it.
need
I like
to
it.
make it this year though.
But I wouldn't
It's
be
like-
surprised if Denver won. I wouldn't be
It's that
surprised at all if
time.
Denver won.
You mean if Phoenix won?
No, I wouldn't. Either way, I mean Phoenix,
Oh.
of course, because of KD and Devin Booker. But I wouldn't be surprised Denver won not only because of Jokic, but also I can't ignore Jamal Murray come playoff time.
Well,
Hey.
my thing is this for the Denver Nuggets to be what I think he got to go for. He got to average 43 a night. So
Who?
All right,
Jokic?
Denver
You don't
in
think
the
he's
Warriors.
capable?
Who we take?
I'm just saying, bro had to average 50 for them boys to get right. That's what I'm saying.
But hold on, bro. Jamal Murray,
If he can average that 50
Chris Paul
Go ahead.
don't got. I don't know. Chris Paul don't got the juice like that no more. Not that he ever always activated the juice. I don't even know if he got the juice no more.
He ain't got
That's
the
right.
juice.
You know
I'll
what I'm
give you
saying?
that.
They're gonna guard him all 94 feet for sure.
Guess what though? You got Devin Booker, KD. And that's all you need.
Dub, you know what's crazy? You've been talking
I
shit
don't know,
about
though.
Denver all year, and then KD go over there. Now all of a sudden, I'm here.
He's
sick
still
of
not the
it.
best shooting guard in the league. I want you to know that.
For sure.
Yeah,
this-
but listen though.
He's the reason why they
KD
lost the finals.
We ain't really seen KD complete this mission yet to just give him the crown yet, because we done seen him a couple times with Harden and Kyrie and Westbrook. See, people brought up that team and they brought up Andre Roberson and all them, but they ain't bring up Serge Ibaka and they ain't bring up none of them extra people that was over there.
Okay, Primo.
You know what I'm
Talk to
saying?
him.
The KD
It's
ain't
like-
complete this mission. You see what I'm saying? We just
So
want
let
him
me
to
just-
complete it.
Just so that we clear, like I picked the Kings because we got similarities with our bigs, facilitating on offense. Jokic is better than DeMarcus. Okay, cool, whatever. But we also got speed that's going to just run them up the floor. So I chose us over Denver strictly by the matchup. I just want to make that clear. It wasn't a biased take; it's matchup. That's why I took. That's the same reason I pick the Grizzlies. But with the Suns, they don't really got that same speed factor. They do got firepower with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, but Jokic has his way as far as offensively, just getting Jamal off, getting MPJ off, and Aaron Gordon down there on defense. we also got the thing where we can help DeMontis with Trey Lyles, Harrison Barnes. We got guys that can come and help with the double. I don't really think DeAndre Ayton has that luxury. It's him and the big fella down there. So I'm forced to go with Denver.
I respect that.
Oh, okay, got you. All right, I want to know Denver versus Golden State. Am I the only person that believes that Golden State can pop Denver?
No. I do too.
They got Steph Curry, bro. So
Assuming Curry, Golden State is
healthy. I think they can. I'm still going off of Denver. They've just been much better this year. They've been much better this year.
If I want anybody guarding Jokic, I'll take Draymond Green to guard him for sure.
But don't forget about that home record though, J-Rob.
Yeah, that away record is insane.
Away record. My bad. Away record.
But Bobby, let's not do that. We're talking about the Warriors and we're talking about Stephen Curry and the Warriors in the playoffs.
I can't do that, J-Rob. I got to go off what I'm seeing right now.
You can 100% do that because you've watched it for a decade.
We talking about 2023. I can't go off of 2021. I can't go off. Well,
you're comparing the level of pressure from a playoff game to that of a regular season game because of a regular.
Well, there's a lot more. There's a lot more younger guys.
I don't care about it. It ain't about the pressure. It's about people actually putting forth the effort. It's basketball.
Bobby, it is 100% about the pressure because how many
if you can't play with the lights on, you are not being.
How many times in the NBA do we watch guys fall under that pressure of the playoffs? Have we not been up here talking about a bunch of guys that we've almost discredited to a point because of how much they even folded in a high pressure situation?
Julius Randle.
Come on. Now, with that being said, Bob, I'm not going to take that into account when they play an away game. Curry and them boys in the playoffs, I'm gonna rock with them. It is what it is.
They got Klay Thompson, you know what I'm saying? So
Andrew Wiggins will be firing. He'll be guarding every team's best wing. Like it'll.
Yeah, I for sure.
We watch what Wiggins did to We watch what Wiggins did to Jason Tatum in that finals, bro. Let's not forget.
I got the Nuggets because last year the Warriors picked on Jokic while he was by himself. They beat up on him. They ganged up on him. He was all by his lonesome. He got his boys back. You know what I'm saying? They praying for Funk.
I don't know, man.
They praying for Funk. I got the
chef
Nuggets.
Get out there, man, and get on Murray's back.
Yeah,
he might get hurt. He might get his.
Oh man,
he might hurt his.
Steph turning
up. Might hurt his back.
Once you start hearing that bang, bang, that shit gonna get ugly. You're gonna start hearing that shit in your sleep, Bob. You're gonna be hearing that shit in your sleep.
Hey, that shit be giving me nightmares, bro. I wake up sometimes like, what the fuck?
Who you guys think? The Warriors or the Nuggets?
Oh, I'm actually agreeing with Bobby. Going off of this year, like I just feel like it's kind of disrespectful to say that the Warriors would win. I would pick the Nuggets in a competitive series though, like 6 games, 7 games maybe. But I think this will be the year they go over the hump.
I like I said before, I still got Denver coming out the West. Denver can win in at least 7. I think the Warriors could give them the best matchup. Assume because of Wiggins, because of the perimeter defense, Steph and Klay when they get hot. So, but I still got the Nuggets. I think this will be the year they overcome the hump. So it's gonna come down to a late game possession. I got Nuggets in 7.
Got you. Yo, just thinking about the playoffs, like while he was saying that, I really got like one of those, you know that excitement you used to get as a little kid? I got one of those. I think this is gonna be one of the best playoffs that we've seen in a long time. And I know we say this every year, but just based on the storyline, the West is about to be crazy, bro.
Man, the playoffs ain't good if Bron not in them.
What a hoe. What a hoe. I'm my bad, J-Rob. God damn.
J-Rob, this
right,
you might as well just call your podcast right now.
No, you know I had to be nasty, Dub. Yo, that was for the chat, bro. That was 100% for the chat. That was 100% to piss people off, bro. I had to.
Oh man, that's so nasty. Jesus Christ. I actually enjoyed the playoffs when LeBron wasn't in it. I'm not even going to hold you.
I'm kidding, y'all.
2019 was cool.
I'm kidding, bro.
Last year was cool.
Last year was great, too.
Yeah, that's true.
2021 was great, too. When he got bounced out.
LeBron made it. He got bounced out in the first round.
That was by the Suns, right?
Yeah, you know he did it so long. It's only so long you can stay at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Wait, what other teams do you have, Ron? What other teams do you have?
Well, the next team I got the Los Angeles Clippers.
The Clippers beating that ass.
Strippers.
The strippers.
Yo, this is what Ticket calls them.
This versus Denver.
Yep.
I got Clippers.
Not gonna lie, as time goes on, that Clippers team just keeps getting worse and worse in my eyes. Bro.
Bob,
I gotta go with Denver.
Bob, you be losing me, Bob. You be losing me, bro.
I got Denver.
Huh?
Bob, you dare be losing me, bro.
It's Kawhi in the playoffs, bro. It's Kawhi. It's like you said, the playoffs is a different time, right?
So it worked. So it works for this. It works for this.
Well, it works. It works. I'm about to break you down. Okay, you got me. Hold on.
Break him down.
Do him like Jalen.
Take him down.
Do him like Jalen Brown about to do Victor Wembanyama next year.
No, you don't do me like that.
Do him like the Nuggets did in 2020.
J-Rob, I got you. Let me just say.
You might be a pick and chooser. I don't
know.
know. It's be that.
No.
Choosing.
I am picking and choosing, but it's just specifically Kawhi Leonard. We all know Kawhi is conserving, waiting for the playoffs. It's not like.
So Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs make you more excited than Curry in the playoffs?
I don't care about Kawhi in the
playoffs. Steph getting busy at all times. Steph not waiting for nothing. He killing you. I don't got to get excited for Steph in the playoffs. I can watch Steph in November. He getting busy.
I seen the baby Nuggets beat them. The baby Nuggets beat them.
You understand? Weren't they up 3-1 or something like that?
Yeah, they were up 3-1.
What year we talking about?
2020, the bubble.
I'm talking about when Paul George was hitting the backboard, bro, knocking that thing off the backboard.
I ain't saying nothing about
the Nuggets are 9-2 against the Clippers since the bubble.
Hitting that again for Paul George is crazy. Can we hear Paul George? Can we hear the sound it makes when Paul George shoots?
Bing.
After that season, Jokic won the MVP the next season. I seen what he did to the Clippers, Kawhi and Paul George, the baby Nuggets. I don't know,
baby Nuggets.
The baby Nuggets. Yeah, they was.
I think the Nuggets are 9-2 against the Clippers since the bubble. Since the bubble, they're 9-2 against them.
First little taste of
I don't like the Clippers matchup with the Nuggets at all.
No.
And I ain't gonna lie, Bob. It's really crazy. It's really crazy that you of all people who talks about mental toughness. You talk about mental toughness.
I didn't say nothing about Paul.
Let me finish my point.
Let me finish my point. Let him finish, Bobby.
Break you down.
You let me finish. Don't be over there talking about.
Nah, he's finished. Yo, Bob, I'm just starting to. Bob, I love you to death. You know that, but I'm just starting to notice things like, wasn't Paul George not mentally tough enough? Did you say him and the Clippers weren't even mentally tough enough to?
Did I say? I did not say him and the Clippers. I said Paul George.
Paul George advocated. Paul George advocated for his entire team. He said we all didn't want to be there. He said we all didn't want to be there. He talked to him every day. They was together.
That's fine. That's fine. That's not what I said.
I'm just saying,
I said I got the Clippers because Kawhi Leonard.
I just, and it's crazy. I'm not even a Kevin Durant apologist like that. But like the fact that you be talking about this quitting and softness.
I'm talking about Kawhi Leonard.
The Clippers was so soft. They showed us a crazy amount of softness as a team. And you've been cool with it.
If you say so. If you say so.
I'm just saying, Bob. It's only cool. It's only how that shit go? It's cool when they do it. The problem when I do it.
Nah. Hey, so who?
It's cool when they do it.
Who did what? Who did Kawhi Leonard do?
The Clippers. I don't understand. The Clippers as a team quit, bro. The Clippers quit.
They lost. They lost.
Wait, Primo. When they asked Paul George about the bubble, he didn't say just me. He said we. He said we did not want to be there. We. Yep. So they quit. As an entire unit, they quit.
And I love the claw.
And you're cool with it, but you're out here telling us that KD is a good for being a free agent.
You letting Paul George speak for everybody else. I never brought Paul George up. That shit Paul George did. That shit was
Hey.
I don't care who you with every day.
If
Paul George gonna speak for everybody.
If Anthony Davis says something about the behalf of the Lakers, I'm gonna believe it. I mean, he's with them 25-8.
All right, well, you can believe everything a nigga say. I'm not gonna do that.
Yo, you crazy, bro. You crazy, yo, Bob, you crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that.
Bob, you crazy, bro.
That's not crazy. What's crazy taking Paul
It's a
George.
problem when
I do it. I love
that.
that.
What's crazy is taking Paul George for everybody else. KD
ain't never not want to play. He needs to play.
See, you should have been here earlier. You would say, look, you don't even got to be here earlier. I always praise KD for what he does on the court. Always. So let's not act like I don't do that. I'm just saying he did a lot of sucker shit. Yeah, Paul George choked in. Paul George definitely choked in the
and
playoffs.
Kawhi.
Kawhi ain't choked. Kawhi ain't choked. He was
He definitely choked in the bubble.
Jay, he did choke.
Don't say Bob. In that bubble, he was a part of that
bubble.
They
you call him choking. I'm calling not playing that good.
No, they all. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Paul George was out there scared.
That's all I can say, bro. Bob, that is a crazy take. And then
I never praised Kawhi for sitting out. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I've never done that.
Do these new look Clippers after these first three games? These new look Clippers, they look like a squad to you, Bob.
They look
like
amazing.
People forget.
I'm not letting the three-game sample size mess anything up. Same thing with the Mavericks too. I'm not letting the 3-game sample size just make me think that the Mavericks are trash.
So in other words, you're hanging on for dear life.
And Ron, and that's when you're doing your Bobby. I've definitely seen you take other sample sizes and be like,
that's how you come in across,
what sample size have I seen?
All right, you got it.
Please, play
all right, you got it, bro. All right, bro. I'm gonna show the tape. We're gonna look for the tape.
I said from the beginning.
Hey, J-Rob, I rock with Kawhi like I rock with Scottie Pippen.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold y'all.
And Scottie Pippen is an actual quitter. And Scottie is an actual quitter. He actually legitimately quit a game. He actually quit a live.
I don't want to go back in the game, coach. They don't want to give me the ball.
For in front of
that was some sucker shit.
Sucker shit. Bro, you gotta see. I ain't gonna lie.
We can't defend that.
Bro, he's the only
We see Scottie handle business though.
But the point is, though, why are you saying KD quit?
He did.
Scottie, you might winning that in the bubble. I don't care what you talk about.
See, let me tell y'all something. This how y'all debate every time.
No, I'm just messing.
If I say, oh yeah, KD, I'm talking to PSP and iOS.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking to you too, Doug. I'm talking to Low. I'm talking to all y'all. This how y'all debate. If I say, oh, KD quit, what y'all do is y'all go on your little bag, go on your basketball reference, go on the internet and find another time another nigga quit. What that got to do with KD quitting? Like, yeah, he quit. So what?
He was a free agent, Bob. He was a free agent. He was a free agent.
Because Kobe was really about. Kobe quit on his team. Kobe quit on his team in Game 7 to the Phoenix Suns. Kobe quit on his team.
His ass quit too. That was some sucker shit. They all did some sucker shit, Doug. I'm not gonna be like, oh,
MJ quit on his
team. But Bobby, to you bring up those points. It's nothing comparable to Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen literally quit in a live.
Yo, it's comparable. It's comparable because he quit on a game. This fool quit on a franchise.
To me, Time out. And this is
have y'all been to Oklahoma since then?
Ron, I ain't gonna lie. This is why Bobby is losing me right now.
They are losing. They are out there in despair.
Hold on. J-Rob, go ahead, J-Rob. PSP, I'm coming to you next.
Bob, so it is worse to quit. You're talking about it is worse to quit on an organization, but it wasn't worse for Paul George to Kawhi to quit on themselves. Them boys quit on themselves. Them boys quit on each other.
I'm sure.
The organization.
I'm sure.
Quit on themselves.
Okay, you right.
Scottie Pippen went out there. Scottie went out there and threw a temper tantrum and quit on himself.
Are you asking me a question or are you yelling at me?
Go ahead.
I'm doing
both. I'm doing both forms.
So look. You said which is worse. Oh shit! I just spilled some shit.
Look.
J-Rock, you fucking me up.
Hey, I'm literally cooking his ass, chat.
Hey,
There's smoke coming up from his legs, bro.
J-Rob, you said that he quit. Which is worse? He quit on this or he quit on that? Well, my brother, I'm sure you can go in any church house in wherever, look in the good book, and somewhere it says every sin is equal. You know what I'm saying? It ain't which one is worse. It ain't which one is worse.
Way.
They all did some sucker shit.
Oh man.
And they cannot be forgiven for it.
All right, so let me put this in the black rules. Wait, let me put this in the black rules. Let me put this in the black rules. So if your man snitch is a snitch and your other homie snitch, it's okay because it's all equal, right? And you still hang out with him.
No, what I'm saying is the opposite of that. I'm not letting Scottie.
But you defended Kawhi.
I did not. Kawhi, Kawhi didn't quit. He just didn't make shots.
He quit on the Spurs. He quit on the Spurs.
He quit on the Spurs. For sure, quit on the Spurs. Hey, dog. I didn't want to bring that up.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about Kawhi and the Spurs.
I didn't want to bring that up.
No, he was hurt.
Kawhi
forced his way out.
Because
he was mad because they couldn't fix his degenerative knee.
Bro.
How you mad at other team for that not fixing your fucked up knee? That's crazy.
All right, look. Duh. Every time Kawhi take a step, a little dust come out his knee. He just every time the boy move, a little dust just gets. You think you ain't putting no lotion on? You think the brother walking around ashy, but that ain't it. It's just dust that's coming out his knee.
This man is crazy, Ron.
This is
Jay, crazy isn't understatement. It's delusional.
He's out of his mind.
Who?
You have something to say?
Yes,
Bobby,
you are delusional.
You keep vouching for quitters, bro.
I'm not vouching for no fucking body. What are you talking about?
But you don't say Scottie Pippen didn't quit.
Hold on.
I just said, bro, PSP.
No,
You've been here this whole
said
goddamn time, brother. How did you miss when I
quit.
said Kawhi? Yeah, he definitely quit. That was some sucker shit. I don't got nothing to say about that. I'm not gonna be up here defending niggas for quitting. If you quit, you quit. Okay, well, can we move on to the next one? I thought you had some records.
My bad. Time out. I keep seeing people in chat saying he was hurt. I keep seeing people in chat. He was hurt. He didn't quit. The motherfucker requested for a trade. He quit because he was mad they couldn't fix his messed up knee.
Yeah, that's so you're supposed to sit around a medical staff that keeps misdiagnosing.
Man, he ain't played for how long?
Shit. Come on, man.
His knee's been bad his whole entire career. That's not on that. That's not on the Spurs.
Y'all changed the rules for anything.
He has bad knees.
Because it's their medical staff. It's their medical staff.
And every medical staff
still has a problem
cannot fix this.
That's their responsibility.
Every medical staff that
they misdiagnosed him, Doug. They misdiagnosed him, Doug.
The Warriors misdiagnosed KD too. They said it was a calf problem.
So here you go again. I just said this is how y'all argue. Oh, well, they misdiagnosed him. Well, they misdiagnosed KD.
That's how you
okay, then they both wrong.
Hold on.
They both wrong.
Let me say something.
What I'm saying is that they both wrong.
Can I say something, though? Can I say something?
What's up?
If you go to court, say you're a lawyer, you're going to go grab examples of different cases that relate to your case to fight for what you're trying to say. That's why people go to that.
I understand that court of law shit. I understand that court of law shit. That's how you refer to it. But this isn't a reference to that. It's just another time some shit like that happened. I'm not going to excuse. I'm not going to excuse one medical staff for fucking up because another medical staff fucked it up. You can keep bringing examples. You can bring one more example.
Time, Bobby. That knee looked real good.
I'm talking about the knee just.
It looked real
every time he steps. It's just dust. Every time he steps. What are you supposed to do?
Yo, Bobby, my only issue with
that knee was looking good on that shot.
That's because of load management. That's because of
It's just a
load management.
contradiction.
And load management was started by your mans. Your mans and
Who,
his
Greg
coaching.
Popovich?
Yeah.
Don't put that on Kawhi Leonard like Tim Duncan wasn't doing that shit.
Oh, they was all a part of it. They was all a part. Kawhi Leonard was a part of the origin
but
crew
Tim
too.
Duncan,
No, that was doing that. That was doing that when Kawhi Leonard was in middle school.
They was doing it. They was doing it all together.
Shout out
Kawhi's
Greg
a part of it
Popovich.
too.
He load managed his way to a dynasty. Yo, PSP, you had something that you wanted to say?
I believe two things could be true. No, I mean, Jay, will you agree that we didn't like Kevin Durant leaving Oklahoma City for Golden State? We considered it a weak move.
Yes.
That we can all agree. But at the end of the day, it was his choice. He was an unrestricted free agent. That was his choice. But to say that he quit on the organization, we can't do that to KD. All I'm saying is we didn't like the decision.
Y'all making excuses for the best player in basketball? That's pitiful.
I'm saying
Hold that man accountable.
Bobby, I'm saying he had a right to choose whatever place he wanted to go to. I did not like him going to Golden State.
I agree with that.
I thought it was a
let me say
part.
the last thing I want to do is strip a man of his rights in any form or fashion. He had the right to do whatever he wanted, and I got the right to call you a sucker for doing sucker shit. That's
You don't call everybody,
Because-
bro.
That's
You
it,
can't call out. You can't call.
But you
Wolf.
can't use the term
can't-
quit.
Yeah. If you call him
Hey,
some
you
sucker
said
shit,
quit.
just
I
say
said he
every
did some
time,
sucker
bro.
shit.
You brought
the problem with you saying
you have
sucker
used
shit.
Bobby, you have used the word quit, bro. Don't
Yeah,
say it.
you brought the
And
word
that's the
quit into the
problem,
conversation.
Bobby,
We
but
played
that's
ping
the
pong.
problem.
Bobby,
That's
run,
the
bro.
problem.
Yo,
That's the
Ron,
problem
if you run this tape back, if you run this
If you
tape,
want to say that was some sucker shit, if you want to say that was a punk or weak move on KD's part, fair enough. But you used the term quit.
Okay, so what's worse? Me calling you a quitter or me calling you a sucker? Which one's worse?
damn, I ain't gonna lie. Fuck,
They're
they
both
That was hold on.
Okay,
They both
so
horrible.
let me skip
But a sucker is crazy though. You know what
Okay,
I'm
so
saying?
let me skip the quit. We
Sucker
can
is
throw
crazy.
we can throw quit out the window. You ain't no quitter, bro. You a sucker. Okay, cool.
In the hood,
You
I
passed
think
me
in the
then.
hood, sucker is worse. Out in everybody else's world, quitter is probably worse. You feel
See,
me?
what I think about KD,
That's the
he's
best way
just
to
so
put it.
great. That's the reason why.
Because I would say
we
sucker for real
You
is
know what I'm
worse.
saying? If he just was a
Right.
regular player, we wouldn't have cared if he went
I
to
wouldn't
go.
have
Just
given
like
a
Brian.
shit. I wouldn't
If he
have
went
given
to
How
nobody
great he is,
cares.
Sucker's like calling me the B
to
word
another
for real.
standard.
He's just a beast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, but
I'm-
that's what brings everything full circle, though, is the fact that it was Kevin Durant at that moment in time. I'm pretty sure everybody had him top
Top
three,
five
if not
players.
two. Some people had him more. No, nobody had him one at that time.
He
But
was at that point a top
Brown
three
was one.
player. At that point.
Easily. So that's what makes the whole thing crazy. And the other person who was in the top three was Steph Curry. So you went and teamed up with the dude who was 2 or 3, depending on who you were,
Given
to
the
beat
fact
the
that you
guy
had
that
a
was number 1.
3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals. You were
Yeah, it
one
was
game
just
away
Yeah, that's
whole
lame. That's
scenario.
weak. That's lame.
Yeah, bro. So why y'all on my
But I'm talking about-
we agree the same thing.
I agree with you on that. But
No,
we
that was
saying
lame.
No,
That-
Bobby,
that's
no one
lame.
has a
About
problem with you
Kawhi
saying it was a sucker
and Paul
move.
George, they quit. They quit in the bubble. They
And
did
Scottie
not want to
Pippen.
play. They
Thank you,
had the
Primo.
Lakers. It was
Actually,
a whole
Ron, I got
bunch
something
of
to say.
hoorah.
We gonna
They
talk
could
about
beat
it a
the
little
Lakers. We about to beat the Lakers and all that. And then
Right.
they quit. They had them right there.
They quit,
They
bro.
had
They
him.
literally had him in the
They
Western
had him.
Conference round. The
It
game,
was
everybody
one
wanted to see.
game.
Couldn't win
They
one
got
game,
up out of
Bob. Couldn't win one game, Bob.
And they won since. I gotta
So-
see him.
So that's what happened with KD in OKC. When they was up 3-1, he quit because he couldn't.
Yo,
He
I
couldn't
ain't
win
gonna
one
lie,
game.
bro. Like I said,
How
I'm
long
not
have
gonna
we
be
been on
apologist.
Like,
So
wait,
he
how long
quit?
have we been on this, bro? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
All I
30
said is I think
30
the Clippers will beat the Nuggets, and then J. Rob tripped out on me. Said that I'll praise quitters.
Yeah, because you do praise quitters. You was praising the quitter. You started
Y'all
the
praise the
show.
quitter too. Y'all praise the quitter too.
Who?
Kevin Durant.
Our quitter
said
never
he
quit on
picked
their
KD.
man's in the middle of a game.
Yeah, well,
They never
look,
put
no,
their
but
ball at
look,
home.
J-Rob just said that since the Clippers was up 3-1 and they couldn't do it, and they quit on their teams, they can't win one
KD
game.
quit.
Well, KD quit
Well,
too because
well, I mean, when
Which
you
is
wanna
worse,
know-
quitting a
when you
play,
come out-
quitting
when you come
in
out
an
and you tell
actual
a
playoff
reporter-
game, or choosing to play for a different organization? Which one is worse? Quitting in a playoff game or leaving for a different organization? Which one is
Shit.
worse?
leaving for a different organization still. I'll never see you. Yeah. Leaving for another organization.
Bobby.
But hey, all
Bullshit,
sins are
bro.
equal. I keep trying to tell you. I
Bullshit.
think they say that somewhere in the good book. All sins.
All
is
right,
equal.
but then you did also say that it can't be forgiven, and that's not true. All sins can be forgiven.
Yeah, well, I'm not God. I don't got the
Oh,
power.
You're doing what J-Rob said. You're picking and choosing.
I'm just a man. I got flaws.
Hey, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
I'm just a simple man. I got flaws.
Bobby,
I got bias.
I
I'm
feel you.
wrong sometimes. But keep loving me though. Keep loving me.
I love you. But
You a genuine
do
nigga,
yourself
bro.
a favor right now.
Scotty's
Do
a quitter,
yourself a
though.
favor right now.
Me and
Just
Dub
quit
already
right now.
talked about KD in this. He know I agree with you on certain points, but I just don't like. He still is superior talent. So when he step on the court with certain people, I expect him to win. You know what I'm saying? He better.
He better.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's
I was looking back at the 2019 finals. This man Klay Thompson, bro. He's just ridiculous, bro. Stephen Curry, fraud. In that fourth quarter when they won in game 4, was it game 4, game 5? Man, Klay Thompson was the reason they won that game, bro. Stephen Curry's a fraud, bro.
So Dub, what you saying? If Klay was healthy with the chef, they beat the Toronto Raptors without KD?
Oh, what?
Possibly because Klay Thompson was just he saved Stephen Curry. He saved Stephen Curry's legacy.
I totally agree, Dub.
Dub is spitting, bro. They have healthy Klay. I still think they win.
And this is the reason why we gotta take KD out of that top 10. We gotta take him out.
Oh, nah, we're not doing that.
I didn't even know we ever put him in. When did we ever put him in?
Not in mine.
Don't say Primo. Who's top 10?
I'm just proving Dub wrong.
Dub, read them your top 10 list again.
Every time we agree.
Wait, KD's top 10?
Let me ask you this, Primo. If KD's out, if KD's out, is Steph Curry out?
No, Kevin Durant. Steph Curry.
Listen, hold on. Listen. The chef and Klay Thompson clearly was showing you that season when KD went down. Oh, we can do this alone. We don't need you.
Nah.
They got the busting
Klay Thompson was showing that. Klay Thompson was
nah. Hey, Primo, what they got to doing?
Let me tell you why.
KD in his ass said we don't need your
Klay Thompson, because in game 4 when they tied the game.
Whoa. The brothers.
Hey, in game 5, right? When they won the game, when Klay was healthy. They won that game because in the second half, Steph Curry laid an egg, and Klay Thompson was the one to deliver the win. So, and then in game 6, they were going to win again, not because of Steph, because Klay Thompson was going crazy. So, no, I'm not giving Steph Curry credit.
So what? That's what your teammate for. They's a duo. They're a dynamic duo. That's how they came.
Man.
And Steph was the superior player, but
you got KD.
Y'all expect me to think that Draymond Green is better than Klay Thompson? Nah, bro. Y'all crazy.
Nah, he's not.
Nobody would ever say that, Dub. Nobody would ever say that.
Dub, remember it was just
give me the Spartan dog, man.
You defending that?
You got to be a crazy lad to say something like that.
Yeah,
Mars and Low.
Spartan dog.
Mars and Low are crazy for that one.
Yeah,
Mars and Low are crazy for that one. They're nasty.
Give me the Spartan dog.
But the
They won game 5 because of him.
But the chef would have had another ring without KD. You agree with me with that, right?
It's a 50-50, but
he got another ring without KD. He got it.
We know that.
KD.
But Primo, I think if KD was in that spot,
before you and after you.
I think if KD was in that spot though, and Curry was out, they would have won too.
Well, listen, I'm talking about because you think KD better than Steph Curry. I bet you do think if KD was in and the Steph was out, they would have won. You think KD better than Steph Curry. What I'm saying is I think Steph and Klay was going to win without him regardless. And they end up winning without him regardless anyway. All time, Steph going to have to go over top of him, man. He just got to.
I don't rank it like that. You know I don't rank it like that, though.
All right, fellas.
You do.
It was a nice episode.
Safe.
All right, bro.
Off of winning? Not off of winning.
Yes, you do. Everybody in your top 10 is a winner. I bet they a winner.
Everybody, yeah, of course, like everybody. But if they didn't win, they would still be in my top 10.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would. I'm telling you, yes, they would.
No, they No, they
You can't
wouldn't.
tell me what I'm gonna do with my list. They would still be in my top 10. 100%.
You could say that, yeah.
Got you.
I just don't believe it.
I know you don't, but it is what it is, bro.
I'm gonna get around to these super chats. Yo, chat, send us some super chats or some topics that you might want us to talk about or any questions that you may have. But I'm gonna go to this first one from my man KG Sand. He said Julius better than Markkanen. Is Julius better than Lillard?
No, he's not. No, he's
I'm
not.
gonna let Bobby take that one, man. What you mean, Bobby?
I think it's close. I think Laurie's game just looks a little smoother, looks a little nicer. It's more fluid. I think head-to-head matchup though. I kind of go off of that head-to-head matchup. I don't think Laurie really wants that matchup. In the head-to-head matchup, I do like Julius, but it's not. It's one of those things that's not by far. I think Laurie's still getting a little stronger, a little better too. So I can't really call it. But right now, I would say Julius got the slight edge.
Nobody wants to factor in the fact that Julius has been playing closer to a higher level than Laurie has over a longer period of time. Keep in mind, and I'm not the person that says this a lot, but Dub will run to this, Mars and Low, and say it's a small sample size, or they'll say it's a fluke season. You guys don't think maybe it's a one-off season from him?
For who?
An aberration.
Laurie Markkanen.
No way. Laurie's like this. I've told you that when he came out of Arizona.
So you think it's an aberration run?
I'm not going to necessarily say I do. I think Laurie's this good, but at the same time, do we need to see it again for us to just crown him like this and just say he's a legit all-star and just to say that he's a good player? Nobody's holding that against him. I'm not, but I'm asking, is anybody up here?
Julius just don't need to dribble the ball. That's his problem.
I like Julius's game, but there are times he ODs though from time to time.
Yeah, he just makes some bad decisions in there.
Julius is a black hole. All the criticism that Melo gets, that was getting from Fluent, is Julius Randle. He just passes out his shots, and that results in a lot of assists because of that. He's not that guy, man. This is not that guy.
So what you're trying to say is that Julius Randle is Melo with the ugly game?
Think of Melo. Think of
Melo.
50% of Melo. That's Julius.
Okay, got you. All right, we're gonna move on to the next super chat. KG Sam with another one. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. He said, "Let Zion hit him with a full speed shoulder. He out for the rest of the season." He's talking about Victor.
Victor, oh, he's talking about him.
I'm telling you, he's too small, man.
Really
he's not quick.
Listen, I love Zion, but I'm concerned about his career, man. I don't know when is he ever going to get back on the court?
Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody know his time frame that he's supposed to return?
Bro, he's not going to have a career in the NBA, bro. It is what it is.
No,
I don't want to put that label on anybody, but
I hate it as well, Dub. But man, Zion,
I don't see it.
Say fragile. I mean,
it's too much.
I don't know
body.
what is he gonna do in order to help his career, man. I mean, last year, we all know the issues. He got the contract. He looked like he was in better shape, and then when he was on the court, he was balling. And then the hamstring injury. It's been since January since he suffered that injury, and now we're in March, so it's been like 2 months. So
that's a bad injury though, because you don't know when they heal.
And again, he's a big dude at 280, 285. I think he's gonna have to be 250, 260 for the remainder of his career.
Yeah, I don't trust him to make that weight either. I think he has number one, his weight. I mean, he has way too much body mass. He's gonna have to be on a strict diet in order to reach that. And which that in itself is a lot of work too. So I don't trust him to be a guy to consistently be playing full seasons in a year out basis. I mean, it's sad to say, but it is what it is. I don't think his body's just up for it at all. He has too much mass. He has too much muscle. He has too much fat. It's too much.
You better get out of New Orleans. You want to die.
Yeah, I mean, that's the wrong. That boy better get over here to the West Coast and get on a vegan diet.
Yeah, you better get up out of there.
But he can't turn down New Orleans, not only with that food, that money. So,
facts.
I mean,
sure.
I don't know what lies ahead with Zion and his career, man. I mean, when healthy, he definitely makes the Pelicans a lot better because of his playmaking, his explosion, his ability to attack the basket. But unfortunately for him, man, durability, I just don't see him lasting 10 years in the NBA. I'm afraid. I don't see him lasting in the NBA for 10 years. I just don't. Not with those.
It's not shorter.
I think.
But do you think you could get 1 or 2 good seasons out of him?
No, you can. But how long is it going to last?
You mean 4 seasons by good seasons? Is that what you mean?
Full seasons. Yeah.
I just
how you
don't
grab
see
AD? AD now.
I believe he can give you production, but he's not going to play 72, 62, 50. He's one of those players you're going to have to really put load management or something.
Give me 65 games.
So load management is okay. Is that what you're saying?
That man right there, yeah, it has to be.
Given his durability and his
not
weight,
okay. It's not okay for Kawhi, even though he got.
I never said it wasn't a problem. I never said that, Bobby. I never said.
Okay, I'm just clarifying. Bro.
Load management.
I'm sorry for
load manage at home. If you're gonna load manage, don't.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. Because I don't know. Matter of fact, Primo, you weren't on a couple months ago. I said that I was the biggest hypocrite with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro. You can't risk your career for the fans, this and that. Like you gotta rest if you have to. Yeah. And then for my birthday, matter of fact, my girl got us tickets to go see the Clippers play in Portland, and got some solid seats. Pay what we had to pay for them. And then I get there, Kawhi not playing, John Wall not playing, Paul George not playing, Dame not playing, and I mean honestly, that I was like, damn, I'm a hypocrite for real because I'm tight right now. It's obviously it's the money. Like, yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, it's just bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm more concerned. I'm more wanting to watch, Kawhi and Dame, go at it. John Wall play. I never got to catch John Wall in the NBA, so
I might have got a 60-point night out of somebody or something. Dame out here.
That's one thing. That's one thing where I get it, rest and everything, but. I mean, when you put it in perspective of you got so many people trying to watch you play, and Anthony Edwards said it best, bro. Like, there's guys out there that's probably saving money to go get to see to watch you play, and if you just going to take time off just to take time off, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, to go eat chicken wings and where Lou Will go?
Magic City.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like, if you're gonna load manage, go load manage. Like, go do what James Harden and Lou Will did.
Hell no.
Get around some pretty girls.
Hey, like I said, never mind.
All right, so couple updates. First off, people in the chat keep saying Anthony Davis is injured. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't seen anything, but
he's not gonna play tonight.
Oh, so he's just not playing tonight.
I don't know if he
load management.
They said he got a foot, and all of a sudden.
All right, y'all. But as for Steph Curry, Woj just dropped a bomb. He said sources are there's optimism. Golden State Stephen Curry with his lower leg injury will return sometime next week's 3-game road trip, which Lord knows they need him on the road. And they're saying it might be against the Lakers, might be against the Thunder, or might be against the Grizzlies.
Look at the Lakers like, damn, can't get a break.
Also,
Lakers, Thunder, Grizzly, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice little stretch for them to come back, get some practice on a few of them guards out there.
So the Warriors are the 5th seed right now. It's with Steph Curry coming back. I mean, they're gaining some momentum. So we'll see how they finish things off.
Man, they moved up in one game.
The West is tight.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. They was just 10th?
Is this an indication that the East might be better than the West?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's top heavy. The top. What you think, Ron?
I mean, well, the East, they got the best team in the NBA with the Milwaukee Bucks. But then outside of that, I think the West has, the West is harder to get through than the East. No ifs, ands, or buts. I would much rather be on the East than the West.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't know about that. You want to see the 76ers. You want to see Boston. KD and them left, so
come playoff time. Can you trust Philadelphia?
I think you can. Well, come playoff time, I'm not going to say whether I think you could trust Philly or not. I just know come playoff time, I don't want to play against Joel Embiid. If I'm any team in the NBA,
At full strength.
other than the Milwaukee Bucks, just because I got Giannis, I don't want to play against them.
I don't know, man. There's something about them Celtics that just got the 76ers number. I don't know if they want to play the Celtics. Every time they play them, they beat on them. Like
That was a hell of a game
when
that
it
Saturday
count.
night, though.
And when it count, playoff. Joel Embiid said it himself. This ain't a rivalry because every time they see us, they beat on us when they count.
And plus, you got to depend on Joel Embiid being healthy, though, because we've seen the past couple of times in the playoff he's been hurt. So we got to wait and see if he's healthy enough. But I got Bucks.
You see that, Doug?
Conference finals.
Yeah. Oh, who? What?
See what?
I got Bucks Celtics.
See what?
Sixers are capable of losing to the Knicks.
Because of what?
Jalen Brunson?
I don't know who the hell they talking about.
Man. Listen,
the
I
Sixers
will
gonna
go
stomp them.
broke betting on the Sixers against the Knicks. I'll lose every single dollar.
The Knicks been playing good, man. We got to quit beating on the Knicks.
Yeah, they have been.
Jalen Brunson has been a godsend. It's
don't want
amazing to me he didn't make All-Star. He should have made the All-Star game.
The only team that the Sixers are going to lose to is either Boston or Milwaukee. Those are the only two teams that's probably going to beat
That's what
them.
I see.
What about Cleveland?
Cleveland's a maybe, but I don't know if Cleveland really has enough like perimeter guards to be defending out there.
And who's going to stop Embiid?
I mean, nobody's really going to stop Embiid, so it is what it
Cleveland
is.
about a year away, man.
Yeah.
They need one more year.
Cleveland do got some work down there though for Embiid in terms of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but at the same time, it's still still Joel.
It's Joel, and then having the defense for Okoro out there is beneficial, but then he doesn't give anything on offense. So
I want Cleveland to go to the championship.
I
would love for Cleveland to go.
I told y'all before I got Cleveland over Philly. I said that a couple months ago. They got more than enough firepower with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell for Isaac Okoro's offensive production to not matter much.
But
also don't forget Karis LeVert to turn up on your ass any night. So they got more than enough firepower.
He's mad. He's been mad and consistent. That's the issue.
He has been mad and consistent. That's why I said any night he can't turn up on you. But either way, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are supplying enough power fire.
I think that's going to be one of the closest series. If Cleveland and the Sixers meet up with each other, I think that'll be a good series to watch. I'll just give the Sixers a slight edge.
I think the X factor would probably be Maxey if we saw Cleveland versus Philly.
Maxey's the reason why I'm not concerned about James Harden. Because I honestly, going into it, I'm expecting James to not play up to James standards. But I know they got a guy named Tyrese Maxey who, when the lights get big, he's a dog. We seen him last year in the playoffs. Right. He played better than James and Joel. So I mean, I'm that's honestly why I got my money on Philly against most teams.
What about Tobias?
Garland and Mitchell?
What about Tobias?
And that's just another player you throw in there. Like I expect Tobias to have a good 2 games at least out of 7.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust Tobias like that. And honestly, Tyrese Maxey is the X factor, but I don't trust James Harden or Doc Rivers to just allow Tyrese Maxey to be that secondary guy. In my opinion, the only way for them to have a route to a championship if Tyrese Maxey is that second guy to be there, not James Harden. James Harden doesn't really. He's slow. He doesn't get separate. It's not even about that. You just talk about his game. Like, he's slow. He doesn't get as much separation as he used to. He settles for a lot of tough 3-point shots, or he just makes it, apparently, which is just crazy to me. That's not sustainable in the postseason, especially when guys is going to be trying to give an extra effort on defense. So Tyrese Maxey, a guy who's more mobile, can get more separation, can cause more double teams than James Harden can cause for himself.
Ability to attack the basket.
Yeah, so Tyrese Maxey needs to be that secondary guy, but James Harden, he just needs to really commit to that point guard role.
As long as James Harden is giving you 20 and 10, which he's capable of, and which he's doing right now, I think that'll be good enough for the 76ers to win. Speaking of another team in the East, how do y'all feel about Brooklyn? I mean, I see them being bounced out in the first round. What do y'all take about Brooklyn?
I think Brooklyn needs to do what Bob is suggesting that the Jazz need to do.
I'm not suggesting the Jazz need to do it. I'm suggesting the Jazz are actively doing it.
Well,
Brooklyn shouldn't tank.
Brooklyn needs to actively.
They can't tank right now.
No, I mean,
it ain't gonna work right now, right?
Brooklyn needs to find a way to get rid of Ben Simmons, man. That's.
Do Brooklyn? I don't even think Brooklyn got their picks. Don't Houston got them?
Yeah, they didn't give up a lot of things. I don't know what he said.
Yeah, tanking ain't gonna do nothing for them. They're not gonna just play ball. If they're better off playing ball, trying to prove to a free agent that somebody wants to come play with them.
I like that. You got a good point. The point I was more so making is not necessarily tank, but I don't believe that they got a good enough team to really even do anything. Even
they did. Did you read that super chat?
What
they did talk about the Bucks. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So Drink More Water tapped in with super chat. He said the Knicks win 6 games in a row and they get their own topic. The Bucks have a 15-game win streak and crickets. I would think this long of a win streak would be a topic of discussion. They haven't lost since January 21st. Yo, drink more water. I've been saying Bucks and 6. Don't nobody up here want to listen. Yo, drink more water. I want to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. I want to talk about Jrue Holiday. Yo, I want to talk about the bench players.
Put a whole poll.
What y'all thought of what he said about
KD?
That's not
true. That's not true, Ron.
Dub don't want to talk about.
We talked about Boston and Milwaukee being the favorites in the East probably this week or last week. I know that we did that. We had that topic of discussion. We talked about their winning streak. We just talked about a lot of people actually have the Bucks over the Boston Celtics right now, and I disagree. But we talked about the Bucks. Like
Bucks gonna beat the brakes
earlier. Y'all just asked whose winning streak was more shocking.
Wait, hold on, Ron. You said Bucks gonna beat the brakes off the Celtics?
Wasn't that today?
It wasn't today. I don't think so.
Wait, Ron, you got Bucks beating the Celtics.
No, that was today. That was today for sure. Today.
That was today. All right, I know.
I thought you, because when you said beat the brakes, I thought you predicted sweep.
I'm about to say, don't put that gas down, bro.
Yeah.
We talk about the Bucks a lot. I don't know what. I mean, drink more water. Watches our show.
I love what Giannis did the other day.
Appreciate the super chat though.
No, I mean the other day. Remember when he was on the Daily Show and he was talking about with KD and Jokic?
Yeah. That's one thing I do like about Giannis. He got a. I'm not gonna say he has a good sense of humor. I'm not gonna say he's funny, but he's a likable guy. He's an outgoing
cool.
Guy. Yeah.
I don't know if he was serious or funny, but either way, I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah, anybody who tries to reach for a shot for KD, that wasn't that. It was a Saturday Night Live skit, bro.
But as sensitive as KD is, he probably took that shit personal. He probably
on the burner account right now.
You should have did that, bro. You should have did that, bro. It's a brotherhood. Don't go.
You got a Mickey Mouse ring. You needed the Brooklyn Nets to get hurt. That's probably what he's saying in his burner account.
He's saying something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's jump to these other super chats. Darren Foss said every big has injury issues. Wemby's frame, not an issue, especially for a perimeter-oriented player. His defense will be fine. Post-up bigs era is over.
Perimeter-oriented, he need to get his big 8-foot ass down on the block and do some work. I want to see that big.
If that's the case, then explain Chet Holmgren.
Explain, right.
Damn. T-Cart X said, does Yankee Hat watch only highlights or highlights only? He was talking about J-Rob.
J-Rob, I don't know. When I talk to J-Rob sometimes, in my head, I'm like, I don't know if this guy's watching the game or not, bro. I wish he was here because I would say the same thing from him, but he'd be saying some things I'm like.
So J-Rob comes across as a highlight watcher?
I mean,
I like his football perspective, though.
Yeah, I love his football perspective, but basketball is like
I was just watching John Stockton last night.
Thomas Bryant, bro. Like,
no, I just loved how the way Chill lost it when Rose said Stockton ain't a top 10 player. It looked like Chill was about to have a stroke or heart attack and shit.
Playmaker,
top 10 point guard.
Point guard, okay.
Or was it point guard or playmaker?
I heard him say playmaker. Lowe has been on the record saying that Stockton is not a top 10 playmaker. He's been on the record saying that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We don't listen to that.
It's out of control. We just was watching Stockton last night. Full game of Stockton versus MJ. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't.
Watched the full game.
I wasn't.
Stockton was putting pinpoint passes just because he wasn't going behind the back. I seen a lob all the way connected, perfectly pinpointed, placed in position. I seen him take MJ. You know what I'm saying? Off the dribble.
This was in the playoffs? Was this in the playoffs? The one in the
regular season. They always play each other. You gotta, back then, you really could see more games than you see now. You know what I'm saying? And we used to watch Stockton shoot the ball, mid-range, play good defense. People ain't like Stockton, man, to play against him. That was a tough out.
Hey, man. There's a lot of point guards, man.
I just think people view Stockton negatively because of off the court. That's about it. But
off the court,
off the court, what?
I don't even know.
No. When I say that, the conspiracy theories, the stuff Stockton has done off the court, but as far as basketball,
name two. Name two.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Off the court, his position about the vaccine and stuff like that. That's why people.
Oh man, that shit don't got nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, but I think that's why people give him a bad rap. But outside,
but they was disrespecting Stockton 5-6 years ago.
Hold on, Bobby. Outside of that, when you talk about basketball, when you talk about just basketball, Stockton, is a top 10 playmaker. Though to Low, he doesn't think it's flashy or spectacular or out there, but Stockton, I just think people just give Stockton a bad rap because of the off the court issues, because of playing with Malone, the system, Jerry Sloan. But you can't take that away from Stockton.
Yo, PSP, you know the reason. We all know the reason, and I'm gonna tell you the reason just in case you don't know.
I know the reason, but go ahead. Tell us.
If Stockton had a little bit more melanin in his skin, we wouldn't have this issue. They wouldn't disrespect the kid. They disrespect him because he a little light boy.
There's no way Lo just popped in the chat as soon as we started talking about Stockton.
But that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
That's
crazy.
Low be ready to just get on demon time every time he hear the word Stockton.
Before you read this chat, before we gotta base players off a team game and how you fit inside the team. Sometimes I see individual talents look way better than everybody else, but when you fit them on the team, they never win.
But I love Low. I love Low, but I just disagree with him with Stockton, respectively. That's all.
Yeah, open gym tomorrow at 12 Eastern time for everybody in the chat. I guess Low may make an appearance.
Y'all heard it? Pull up. Come see Low, Fry, anybody on Stockton or whatever. Open gym, See, the thing about it is open gym is supposed to be for you guys. Everybody in the chat, that's your opportunity to go up there and shine and possibly cook Mars, Dub, or Low.
No, Ron, we should have cooked you today because of your Russ over CP3 argument. But that's a story for another day.
Why? I don't understand why that's so crazy to say that I have to have a best player on my team, that I want Russell Westbrook as my number one option over Chris Paul.
Who's the better ball handler?
Look, no, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. I'm gonna tell you for me what it's about. First off, Russ clears resume. But what? Hey, but I'm gonna go deeper than that though. I'm gonna go deeper than that. What's up?
No, you can't have Russ can't be the number one over CP. Not on the team.
As my number one option.
No.
On time out. Look. So I'm gonna break it down to you. As my number 2 option or number 3 option, I want Chris Paul. As my number 1 option, if I have to have somebody that's my best player on my team, I want Russell Westbrook. I want a dude that can go out there and score 30 on any given night and give me 10 assists. I want a dude who's going to carry the majority of the load. As your number 1 option, I need you to do that as my number 1 option. Now, if I have other superstars, yes, I want Chris Paul. Number 1 option, 1,000%. I want Russell Westbrook.
Prime Chris Paul, a New Orleans.
I would take prime Chris Paul.
What did prime Chris Paul do that was so compelling as a number 1 option?
He had better defense than Russell Westbrook. When you play both sides,
better passer, better facilitator, better defender. Yes. He would make guys better.
Shooter.
Yes, Russ is underrated as a playmaker.
As the number 1 option, who's he making better? This is what I'm trying to say. As the number 1 option, who's he making better?
Hold on, Ron. I give you credit as far as Russ. The one underrated quality about Russ is that he's underrated as a playmaker. You made the argument that what Russ has done for Steven Adams. Remember, you made that argument. But I also told you, what has CP3 done with DeAndre Jordan? You don't think CP3 plays a huge role for DeAndre Jordan's career?
Bro, obviously, it's we can go down a long line of lists with all of these guys with role players that they've made better. I do get that. Like how I'm saying Chris Paul is arguably a better point guard than Russell Westbrook. I think he can conduct the offense, make players better, and all of that. And that's why I'm saying on a team where I have better players, I want Chris Paul. On a team where it's like
marginal talent.
Exactly. I want Russell Westbrook because I know he's going to go out there, put the team
on his back.
I still want Chris Paul
because Chris Paul could do the same. But you think?
I mean, look what he did in OKC his first year with a team that had no expectations of getting to the.
What did Russ do on those same type of OKC teams? I'm not talking about the year with Paul George. I'm talking about the year where it was where KD, the year after KD left.
No, we give credit. We give credit to Russ his first year. There's no shame losing to the Houston Rockets in the first round that year. But what about the playoffs against the Utah Jazz with a rookie in Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert? The Thunder were the favorites to win that series. What happened?
They lost.
Yeah,
and so I can't do that with Chris Paul.
No, you can do that with Chris Paul. You can do that with Chris Paul because there have been moments in Chris Paul's career he's come up short. I can't ignore the 3-1 conference semifinals. I can't disregard that. But Chris Paul as a number one option has gone farther in the playoffs.
Chris Paul
and led better teams. He just had better.
What do you mean he went further in the playoffs?
Conference semis as the number one option for the New Orleans Clippers.
Chris Paul had a lot more years where he was the number one option than Russ. Russ had about 2, maybe 3 years where he was the number one option. And on top of that, that year with Paul George, Russ actually took a back seat and let Paul George be the number one option. So yeah, we can blame Russ, but a lot of that has to go on Paul George as well.
You're right.
It's been, and I'm just saying it's been a lot of years. And I just sent load the link, y'all. It's been a lot of years where Chris Paul has been relied on to be that number one guy. A lot of years where it's been like, okay, we're gonna let Chris Paul lead us to the promised land. And he comes up short year after year after year. That's all I'm saying. I just don't trust Chris Paul as my number one option.
So let me get this straight, just to be clear. So if you're saying if you have talent, what's up, Lo? So if you have talent already, you would rather want CP3 because CP3 does a better job as far as getting the guys incorporated.
Absolutely. But, on this Suns team, I would rather have Chris Paul than Russell Westbrook.
But if you're fine, fair enough, fine. But I think CP3 is better, but we respectfully disagree. Fine, I can live with that.
Well, good, Lo. How you feeling?
Am I mic good?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
All right, man, first of all, Nash ain't got no melanin, and Nash is better than Stockton. So that's A. And Jason Kidd ain't got that much melanin either. But more importantly, bro, I think I cracked the code, man.
J Kidd is a brother.
Yeah, but he ain't got that much melanin though.
Right. J Kidd is black.
But he black.
He ain't got that
Patrick
much
Mahomes ain't got no melanin in him, but he black.
Okay, brother. All right, brother.
But y'all, I love how y'all just ignored I said Steve Nash first. Okay, whatever. Okay. I finally cracked the code, man. I understand.
I ain't never say nothing about melanin. No.
That was Bobby who said that.
That's Bobby said that. I
finally get my camera together.
I finally cracked the code, man, on the discrepancy between us old and young kids, man. I finally got it, man.
What is it? Talk to us.
And it took me looking at the Kendrick Perkins thing. I don't know if y'all been seeing what Kendrick Perkins said recently about Jokic.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, it's some of the nasty talk.
What did he say? For those who don't know,
stat padding.
He essentially claiming that Jokic is padding his stats, and that Jokic is getting the award. They moved the goalposts for white players to win the award.
Oh, he ain't do that.
He did. And he said they moved the goalposts for Dirk and Nash and now Jokic. However, this is the point I want to make. I think, and it's always been the case, but it's starting to become more prevalent to me. I think that the way that old and young heads talk about like impact and like winning and losing and stuff like that is a discrepancy. And then old heads see what's happening and they get upset at what's happening, even though across the board, it's like the way that everybody just perceives basketball is going through another shift, right? So like the way that like the fact that Jokic and Westbrook can win MVPs and be like the 6th seed, in old heads' mind, like that's like an unfathomable. Like there's a stretch in NBA history where that should never have happened, but it happened twice. Or how like LeBron was winning, like getting a Finals MVP votes on a losing team, which is like unfathomable, right? And then like how Bobby be saying like, yo, if you win, you win. Like if you lose, I don't care about those numbers. And there's a subsection of people who genuinely believe that. But I think we're just going through another era of like the way we talk about basketball, and there's way more context. And I think I personally, obviously, I think it's better. But it never dawned on me until like I was hearing Perkins talking about like the MVP, and I was like, bro, that's such a. I understand what he's saying, but maybe there's just like a shift in mentality. And as I like do more and more research, there's like clearly a shift in mentality, and I understand like why Ticket and them be frustrated with what we saying. Because in my mind, it's like common sense, but I see why they work on it.
But they did that to Bird, though. This ain't the first time that happened. They used to do the same thing to Larry Bird. Dennis Rodman said if Bird was black, he wouldn't be that good.
Oh no, what Perkins saying is crazy. What Perkins
Hey, Lo, are you the man? Are you the man to do it? Are you the one that's gonna present the olive branch and bring the old heads and new school together? Are you gonna be the one?
I don't think I can. I think it's impossible because if I'm not to sound like an elitist, but people are not informed enough for me to like really put that much time into it. But it's this new information it motivated me enough to like really like genuinely like do a lot of researching and like present the information out to people. However, the problem is that there's like a discrepancy of knowledge and info, especially from some of the older fans, because I genuinely believe the reason why old heads go so heavily off of winning, if we're being honest, is because basketball was not readily available for them to watch. So the only thing that they really could go off of is who won and lost ball games. And like, oh, you won. I don't even really know your numbers like that, because even when I was growing up, I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all in the chat. There was no way for me to know D Wade's numbers on a game-to-game basis. There just wasn't. Like there wasn't, even at that time in NBA history, there really wasn't me knowing what D Wade did unless I've scrolled on ESPN and they flashed it on the screen. But I didn't know what Wade and Chris Paul and all these other players were averaging on a year-to-year basis until like the year was over with, or unless ESPN was providing that info. But it really wasn't. And so it was really just based off of, hey, if you win, you lost. Hey, man, I know you may put up numbers, but like Bobby was saying, lost for loss, but you lost.
Well, I'm happy Leaf Diggy tapped in the chat, because like you didn't read the sports section of the newspaper when you
I was about to just say
morning?
that.
I remember I was when I had my eggs and toast, I had the newspaper right there, you know.
That was
wait, where'd you grow up from?
In Sacramento.
Okay. Come on, Lo.
I'm sorry, I'm bugging. So while you in Sacramento, in the newspaper, did they tell you what Carlos Boozer averaged in Utah?
I mean, you can see the stats, like you can see it all right there. It's all on the back of the page, you know. So day to day, but I don't recall them actually like breaking down everybody's stats. You'd have to get on the internet. That's what I'm saying. I was alive during the internet.
I know what you're saying, though.
I'm 32, but I'm not
more when your stats complete.
We about the same age, Bobby.
I'm saying we had the internet, though, bro. We had the internet.
I know, but even when we had the internet, it's not like, because Basketball Reference didn't exist. The first time I remember looking at stats like that was going on ESPN, and they would have the numbers.
In the almanac?
But it was just
almanac?
Yeah, but it was just you're nasty. It was
almanac.
But it was
boy, every year it come out.
But it would just be really just points, rebounds, and assists. I don't remember like
he right.
It wasn't like no crazy detailed info at all. And so what I'm saying is that now there's just more information that's readily available to us, even like just common numbers.
It's instant.
So I don't remember there being like I couldn't find what Andre Karolinko was doing on a game-to-game basis. Like I just couldn't. There's no.
Driving through the danger zone.
Lowe's left the building.
He'll be back.
Oh,
He'll be back.
Okay, there you go.
He's just going.
Yeah,
Low, we knew what AK-47 was doing though. That was in the paper.
But it wasn't in the paper on a game-to-game basis. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, now you could just.
I think what Lowe's trying to say, it wasn't as out there.
Yeah, it just.
I got you. I got you.
But
I mean, today we got access to everything today.
Everything, and so I understand. Even when I was growing up, there was like he won, he didn't, and so not tick it, but that's how you can get to say, oh, Ben Wallace won. Oh, he shut down Shaq.
Yeah,
because that's just what you went off of. That was it. He won. And so I'm now under the impression if he won, he had to have altered his game in some capacity.
Nah, Lo, we watched those games though. Like those games were on for everybody to see all over the world. The finals,
but but there's games that I know I'm telling a little bit of our business, but we watched the game. You're a Kings fan and you watched the rest of that game that went to double overtime, and even you forgot some of the finer details about who man it was.
Well, no, I didn't see that whole game. I was in Mexico. Okay. I was doing the camp.
What game?
The game that went into double overtime.
The Kings Clippers game. I only saw like the first couple quarters, and I had to go I had to go watch it after. I was in the van on the way back to the hotel when I seen.
All right, fair enough. But I think the point I'm making is that I think there's important games that we watch. And even of those important games that we watch, we still don't know the fine details of everything, bro. There's things that happened in a couple of finals ago that I know for a fact I watched. I vividly remember me watching them. And in my interpretation of the finals and your interpretation could be two drastically different things. And if there's no accessibility for me to rewatch it again like there is now, we're going to have to just both agree. Hey, this person won, this person lost. And that's how I'm determining who played better than someone else. That's it. Because it wasn't accessible for us to go back and rewatch. Because like I showed you last night, I pulled up the play that was in question just like that. Like that. That was without a doubt. That was without a doubt not available back when we were growing up. It wasn't even nowhere near close to like that. And so what I'm saying is, even when I hear Perkins talk about it, and I hear other old heads talk about it, I'm like, I'm starting to understand where they're coming from, where it's just like, to them, when they grew up, it was winning. If you won, you won. That's who you posted. That's how it's supposed to be. And I'm trying to figure like, but why is that? Why do y'all view that? But then y'all turn around and say things about people who didn't win. Like it's also a little bit inconsistent, but I try to figure out, but I'm starting to understand where y'all coming from.
You think they're going to get this logic?
See,
do you think they're going to get this logic?
Do I think what? What'd you say, Ron?
Do you think they're going to understand this logic? Are they going to agree with that?
No, because they don't want to admit that they didn't watch as many games as they claimed that they did.
Well, look. How about
we got to see 40 games for the night?
How about in 2.5 hours, Lo? I'll shoot you the link. You tap back in and come and ask Chill. Run this by Chill and see.
Oh, Chill. Okay, yeah. I'll jump on Chill.
Yeah, chill with Chill.
Leave Chill alone today. Y'all
I want to the main reason, Lo, is because I want to get.
You almost gave him a stroke.
Lo, I want to get to the bottom of this, and Lo, I want to see, Lo, if you are actually the man for the job. I know you said you can't. Everybody can't relate to your knowledge of basketball, and I agree with you. But I do think that if anybody could do it, Lo, it would be you to bridge the gap from the new school and the old heads, because we severely need that. If you seen Dub has done his damnedest to try to bridge to wedge us apart. I
was about to say, Dub is trying to take us apart. That's
crazy.
He's trying to take us apart, Lo. I think.
I don't understand why he said Kareem wouldn't succeed in today's game.
Nobody understands that.
It starts at Kareem, but it doesn't end there.
They don't.
Nobody understands that, but I'm just saying.
He
You
never got
can be the anti-dub.
Just like Lo said, they didn't get that many games to watch Kareem, so we got to go off of real accounts of real witnesses who said Kareem was totally dominant. They couldn't stop him, and they had to create a rule to stop him.
Or they have to go off of Kareem won. He won the game, and so that's why he's X, Y. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And so I don't mind going. Yeah, of course I'll swing on. And I think to be fair to Chill, he is one of the more like he's more open-minded and
way more. He think LeBron
very
to
logical. Chill's very logical.
Hey, y'all.
For him to think LeBron to go.
We got breaking Ja news right now. Ja Morant has been accused of allegedly beating up a 17-year-old boy and pointing a gun at him.
What, Ron? Why did you present that?
Haven't we heard that before?
That's breaking news.
But haven't we heard that before?
Hope he's innocent.
Bobby, if you talking, we can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. This the same kid, Ron, or this was what happened in the summertime?
I don't know. It's looking like
because then they had a laser thing with the kid with the gun, and supposedly
I think that's something completely different. Yeah, but he was in a car.
This will be his second minor that he beating up on.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. In the summertime, he got into it with a kid at the park. That was I guess he beat up a kid at the park.
Are you sure? Ron? It's not the same. It might just
Ron,
be
it's got to be the same one, bro.
It might just be an update to that story.
He want to be a street.
Well, I'm saying it's literally hitting my timelines and stuff right now. People was posted it 25 minutes ago. Ja Morant has been accused of allegedly beating up a 17-year-old boy and pointing a gun at him.
Oh, he's
really. I don't know if I believe that.
I wouldn't do a thing like that.
Yeah, like I don't know.
He a good kid. He wouldn't do a thing like that.
I'm Ja Morant, and I come through, beat you up, and point the gun.
But what's beat you up though? Like, is beat you up just I just slapped you? Is beat you up I pushed you? You know, beat you up can be a whole thing.
But you Ron, you know, you put your hand on somebody, they gonna call it beating up.
Yeah, especially
if you Ja Morant.
If you beat him up though, you have to tip him a little bit. Like anything, it's just they should say maybe he struck a 17-year-old kid. But if you pointed the gun at him, it don't really matter what else he did. Like
if you pointed
all that other shit don't matter.
Like. Come on.
We gotta wait until the facts come out.
I'm gonna catch you later. I'm in the middle of running errands, but man, I'll come swing by on Chill.
All right, for sure. I'll shoot you the link.
All right, bro.
Take it easy, Lo.
All
right, Lo. Chill. If you're in the chat, you better eat your Cheerios. You better eat your Wheaties.
I like Chill.
Honestly, Ron,
that's Chill show.
Did Woj broke out that report?
Shit, tap in, Primo. I'll shoot you the link.
No, that wasn't Woj. It was another one of my sources.
Yeah.
And somebody in the chat was saying this.
You gotta add me in the Telegram.
So it could have been that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna run through the rest of these super chats, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Big Ron tapped in. He said Klay was healthy and Toronto was up in the series.
Oh yeah. There was, but he got hurt like a couple times. He had a couple nicks. But go ahead.
T-Bone said Anthony Davis is out. The Lakers season is over.
I agree with Chill. They got to restructure. They got a clean house. They got a clean house.
Yeah.
They said he punched the boy 12 to 13 times.
Damn.
Oh, that's a
maybe it was his birthday though, and he was like 1, 2, 3.
Come on, bro. I wonder what that boy did his job to make him want to do
that's
that.
A beating.
Yeah. He probably told him too. Probably said De'Aaron better than him.
Get your bars up. Media said AD tore his rotator cuff. High-fiving LeBron last night. LOL.
No
Hashtag Mr. Glass. Salute, fellas.
Why would he lie like that? You know that ain't true.
Yeah. Does anybody know why AD's out tonight? Is it just rest?
Is it foot?
His foot.
But it's probably
they both got foot injuries.
I don't think nothing wrong with his foot. He was just balling yesterday, no problem.
He just it's low management. You know they can't win the
playoffs
now.
All right, y'all. Last but certainly not least, none other than Leaf Diggy tapped in. He said, Bobby, tell Chill I'll be on for my Nets rant. I'm sick on everybody speaking on my team like they know what's best. Hashtag Mars voice. Shush.
Shit, nobody know what's good for the Nets. The Nets don't know what's good for the Nets.
Man, they don't know nothing.
They got to get rid of Ben Simmons. That's all they need to do.
That shit, it's easier said than
They
done.
shouldn't have got him.
I don't
I'm
think they
not
can really get
trading
rid of
Harden.
Ben. I mean, what can they do besides cut him? And I mean, are you really gonna cut him?
Like Lowe said, I would give Ben Simmons money underneath the table if you retire amnesty or whatever. That's what Lowe argued.
No, I ain't gonna do him like that.
They need to. If I was them, they should have just sat and put him on the shelf for this year and let him get back. Yeah, definitely. But you never know. Ben Simmons still might need to get healthier. He need to be in rehabbing right now, rehabbing his back, rehabbing his knees. Getting stronger, getting his confidence right.
They business acumen suck. I would have never traded Harden for Ben Simmons. I don't care what Harden.
Right now, he's got the worst contract in the NBA. It's not even close.
Trading KD, Kyrie, none of y'all going nowhere. You gonna fulfill?
He's got Ben Simmons got the worst contract currently in the NBA. It's worse than John Wall's.
Shit, they need to just get.
John Wall don't even got that contract anymore.
No, he got paid.
Yeah.
No, but it's worse.
Than what it was. Yeah.
It's definitely worse. Russ just had the worst. He got paid out though, because he was just bouncing around. 6-man.
And I've defended Ben Simmons in the past. I said before Sixers, either him or Embiid, which one you letting go? I said let go of Embiid because I don't trust his durability. You build around Simmons.
Never.
It's just laughable now. Not as you reminisce, it's just laughable now to even think about it.
You meet Embiid.
Yo, that would have been
every day
if they would have got rid of Joel and kept Ben.
I wanted Bron to go to the Sixers. Go over there. You should have went there the first time. Play with Joel. At least you know he gonna be on that.
But Ben Simmons is the type of dude that wants to be in a big market, that wants to do whatever he wants. But again, it's his game. He just hasn't improved his game. Bottom line, he doesn't care about basketball.
Done with basketball.
Some cats just want
GQ model.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some cats they just want to be celebrities, bro. That's all it is. They just seeking a celebrity.
I see Ben at the game dripping. I'm like, damn, he got all that. He come through with every label on. Ben come through.
All right, y'all.
Play.
He needs to buy some of Ron's suits. That's what he needs to do.
Shit, that might change his game. Right? That really might. Look, it elevate his mind off the court. And you live your life off the court the way you live your life on the court. So then it would transform him to be able to become a more elevated player on the court. Maybe he'll stop passing up layups. Maybe he'll, I don't know, make a short corner mid range.
Shoot the ball. I don't brick it. Miss it. I don't care.
All right, y'all. On the way out, I want to say to all the viewers that we will be coming up with a GOAT tier that you can subscribe to. Subscribing to the GOAT tier will have your names displayed across the bottom of the screen as you see down there. Also, we will have a superstar tier as well. I have more information on that, but it will be perks to everything that you do involving Player's Choice. Yo, shout out to Gabe, shout out to Leaf Diggy, shout out to Louie. Do you guys have anything to say on the way out?
Yeah, I do, man. Me and Bobby going to the championship this year. Cavs versus the Kings. You know what I'm saying? You welcome to come to the city. Everybody welcome. I'm going to the game. I ain't going to be standing outside if the Cavs go. So, you know what I'm saying? We going to the suite.
Yeah,
Cavs
no
versus
doubt.
The Kings, baby.
No doubt. I already got my money on it. So,
let's do it.
We'll get it. Other than that, love yourself and tap in to chill with chill a couple hours.
Go to JJ. I'll see you out there too. Hey, we'll see y'all at the same time on Sunday. Chill with chill next. Yo, PSP, you on Gridiron tonight?
Yes. Are you gonna be on there tonight as well?
I'm not gonna be there tonight, unfortunately. But you can go cook them for me.
Yeah, all right. But anyway, man, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, y'all being on the Player's Choice, man. Y'all do great content as usual. Support them and live life. That's all I could say.
Most definitely. All right, y'all. Y'all keep it cool. We'll catch you next time.
All right, man.